What's up, everybody? Are you ready for today's event? We got a heck of an event. The solar panel cleaning, bird proof event is going to be today. Today is right now from 9:45 to 10 o'clock. We have the virtual room where you guys we're going to be loading in. So come on in, have fun. First up will be me introducing things. Then we will have, after the introduction by me, we will have Josh Lane, who is going to be talking about something. Hold on a second. Let me get my schedule back up here. So at 10 a.m., we go live. At 10 a.m., we're going to do the opening remarks and the event introduction, which I think will be a lot of fun. At 10:20, join Josh Lane for selling bird abatement services to your customers. After that, we have Deshaun Phillips, who's going to be talking about bird abatement 101, the basics, going into some stuff. The awesome thing about it is he's out in the field right now, so we're going to be able to see some of the stuff that he does, and I like that. After that, at 11 o'clock, we have a special guest who's going to be stopping in for a little bit of a talk and talk. Doing something with safety when it comes to bird proofing. That would be Mr. Steve Williams. So I'm very excited about that. Then we'll take a little bit of a break. We will come back. I have it for at 12 o'clock. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about bird abatement products and supplies. From 12:20 to 12:40, I will be doing, might go over a little bit more than that, but we're going to be discussing market trends, growth, and future projections. That would be done by me. From 12:40 to 1 o'clock or something, basically after my speech, we're going to be doing a panel discussion, the good, the bad, and the ugly of bird proofing. And in that, we're going to be doing a Q&A session, which everybody's welcome to join in. I don't know how full this is going to run. At the very end, we'll do a wrap up and conclusion, and we'll have a good time. So join on in, have fun. We'll be there in a little bit. I'll see you guys shortly. I'll see you at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. All right. Who's all ready for this? You guys ready to have some fun? Hold on a second. You know what? Real quickly, I'm going to go ahead and bring my boy Josh on here so we can get this started. We're going to talk a little bit before we get fully started. Josh, how are you doing today? Are you able to hear me? Okay, hold on a second.
Oh, I was muted. My apologies.
That's okay. That's okay. Let me, I can see my headphones.
There we go. Good morning, Chris Virgin, the one and only, the legend, the rock star.
Thank you. Thank you, Josh. How are you doing today, man?
I'm doing well, man. Thank you for asking. I appreciate you having me on today. I'm excited for all the information we're handing out to the people today. I know it's going to be great.
It's going to be a lot of fun. So first off, I'm going to start with the opening remarks, and we're going to do the introduction to the event. Then after that, we got it scheduled up as times, but I don't know how this is going to run. We're just going to do it the best that we can. But after that, with Josh here, we're going to be doing selling bird abatement services to your customers. After that, we will have Mr. Deshaun Phillips, who's going to be talking about Bird Abatement 101. Now, Josh, here's something really cool. Is after that, at 11 o'clock, what I have planned is a special guest who's going to be coming on here, Mr. Steve Williams.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to be coming on to talk about some safety when it comes to bird proofing. You know, when we get up there close to the solar arrays and you're right next to these solar panels, you start to put the clips in. One of the things that always worries me is the possibility of touching a wire, a disc, something that might be disconnected or have an issue with it. So he's going to be going over a few things which are going to be helpful. After that, we're going to take a little bit of a break. We'll take a break to eat some lunch, do some networking. The chat will be open, so everybody will be available to talk with each other and discuss things. When we come back from our break, which is planned at 12 p.m., we're going to do bird abatement products and supplies. So, Josh, I'm going to be going over all the different supplies. You know, there's a lot of different clips, and I don't know what type of clips you use, but there's a lot of very interesting clips, like those ones that clip like the zip ties. Those things are amazing. So we're going to be going over a couple of those things. And then finally, we'll do I have a talk that I'm going to be doing about market trends, growth, and future projections. Josh, as I was looking into this, there's a lot of opportunity for bird abatement. When we talk about solar panel cleaning in the future going in from 2025 all the way up to 2030, it looks huge. And, we have a growth of the panel installations. So one of the things that I'm going to be going on that I want to push is a thing that here's how we think about the bird proofing. We're reactive about it. We need to start pushing to be proactive. And I'm going to get into that because I think that's a new way of thinking. After that, we're going to try to do a panel discussion, the good, the bad, and the ugly of bird proofing. We'll see how that goes. Finally, we'll do a QA session, a wrap up and conclusion, and that will be it. Afterwards, we were going to do a Rise and Shine podcast. Josh, I don't know if you're going to be available. If not, at the end of this, I'm going to sit around for an hour and just shoot the breeze and talk about some stuff. And all are invited.
Nice. So I'd love to make it, but I do have a baby shower this afternoon, a bit later around 2 that we'll have to be going to. So don't know if I'll make the podcast, but I will be on here for my speech. I'll be here to support the show, be here for the panel discussion. I'm here to share some information, here to share some insight, and hopefully add some value.
It's going to be good. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the bird proofing abatement seminar. I want to thank all for being here today. This is a new thing for me that we're going to be doing, and we're going to be carrying it on and doing these online events even more. Today, I am actually even sick, so it makes it even better that we are at home doing this. It's a pleasure to welcome such a talented and dedicated group of professionals who share a commitment of advancing the solar panel cleaning industry. Guys, your presence today reflects the importance of collaboration and continuous learning in tackling some of the unique challenges that our industry faces. And let's face it, there's a lot of things that are changing constantly in our profession. We have standards that are coming up into play, and we're starting to create them ourselves. And doing stuff like this is what helps it. Bird proofing has become such a vital service within our field, and its significance continues to grow as more homeowners, businesses, and utility scale operations recognize the impacts of birds on their solar investments.
I'm hearing a bit of feedback. Are you hearing that as well? Sounds like an echo from like older conversations at the beginning of the show.
Oh, hold on.
think you may be playing something here.
One of the things that always worries me is the possibility of touching a wire and disconnecting something that might be disconnected or have an issue. Oh my gosh. You know where it's at? It's on my phone, literally right below me. I
thought it was me. I was like, what is going on? I was pressing all my buttons. I was like, I think everything's set the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, no, that's just my phone. You know, I was watching everything.
Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to make sure we cut that out before the rest of the show went on.
No, I'm glad you did, because I wouldn't have noticed it. I've got these headphones on. I can't hear anything. They block everything out. You know, Josh, the issues that are caused by nesting are huge. And the droppings not only reduce panel efficiency, but can lead to long-term damage if left unaddressed. That's where we as professionals step in, not just to solve the problem, but to ensure these systems perform at their best while protecting their value. Now, Josh, the thing about it is today we want to go over some good stuff here. And today's event is designed to give you the tools, the knowledge and confidence to expand your services into bird abatement or refine your existing services. We brought together industry experts who will guide us through every aspect of this niche, from understanding the core principles and techniques of bird proofing to discussing how to position and sell these services effectively to your clients. So what can we look forward to today?
Well, I know I have quite a few minutes on here to be talking with you guys, so I definitely presented quite a good array of things for us to go through. You know, we're going to be going over the importance of bird abatement. You know, we're going to be going over, how to position and sell bird abatement services, highlighting the problem that birds can bring to solar, presenting the solution to the customer, showcasing the benefits of bird abatement when you add it to solar, before you have bird problems, and even going over some of the things that can help with afterwards, when it comes to selling the service, building trust with your clients, communicating the value of these types of services, and then closing the deal and really being able to actually, sell this to your client, whether before they have bird problems or, while they're already currently dealing with them. So we have quite a few good things to go through here today. So I'm really excited to share, because I know my company has, I don't mean to be crass, but my company has done well over 7 figures with just bird abatement services itself. And I'm just one company. I mean, we've probably got 200 in the state of California. So there is money to be made, money to be had, and value to be provided for clients, their solar systems and their homes. It doesn't just affect solar. It affects their roof. It affects their quality of life, their health. Including their family's health, their dogs and animals' health. So, there's a lot to be said about bird abatement and what it can do for you.
Would you agree that you could take a $200 cleaning appointment and turn that into an $800, $1,000, $1,200, maybe even an $1,800 job by adding bird proofing?
Oh yeah. I think it's fair to say that you could take a $200 cleaning to a $1,200 job like that.
Just like that. We'll also have time, hopefully, for a Q&A panel discussion and networking. So take full advantage of this opportunity to connect with others and ask as many questions as you have. This seminar isn't just about bird abatement. It's about equipping you with the knowledge to lead in a growing industry. Let's be real. Our success lies in delivering quality services while building trust and value in our customers. Guys, together as cleaners in the solar panel cleaning industry, we can raise the standards and strengthen the solar panel cleaning community as a whole. So again, I want to welcome you to the Bird Abatement online event, and let's get started. Josh, you're the first one up, and I'm super excited to have you and bring you on today's event. So let's dive into our first presentation. Our opening session focuses on a critical aspect of bird abatement, how to position and sell those services effectively to your clients. Now, understanding the value of bird abatement is one thing, but being able to communicate the value and close that deal is the real challenge and where opportunity lies. To guide us through, we're fortunate to have Josh Lane as our first speaker. And as he's told you, he's brought in some good cash doing this for his company. Josh brings an extensive experience and a proven track record in the solar panel cleaning and bird abatement industry. If you don't know, he was recently named the youngest solar panel cleaner of the year by ISCA, the International Solar Cleaners Academy, for 2024. His strategies in marketing and selling the services have helped countless of professionals grow their businesses and establish themselves as trusted experts. I need to take a drink. So over the next 20 minutes, Josh will be sharing actionable insights and practical techniques to help you elevate in your sales approach and connect with your clients in ways that drives your results. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and drop this off. I'm going to exit, and you got the floor. Go ahead,
Thank you
Josh.
so much for that introduction, Chris. I extremely appreciate it. Good morning, everyone. It is an absolute pleasure to be here to discuss a critical aspect of our industry. You know, we're going over bird abatement today, and this is just one sector of the solar panel cleaning industry. I think it's an industry in and of itself, kind of like Chris was saying. You know, over the next 5 years, this is probably going to grow exponentially. And as many of you know, understanding the value of bird abatement is one thing, but being able to communicate that value to your clients and close the deal is where the real challenge and opportunity lies. So for our introduction here, we're going to be going over the importance of bird abatement. It's a big part of keeping our clients' solar panels clean. It's a big part of keeping their roof healthy and working condition. And it's a big part of, keeping the roof and solar functioning properly. It's about protecting our clients' investment and ensuring that their solar systems operate at peak efficiency. You know, birds can cause significant damage to solar panels, the roof, and even on the inside of the home, leading to decreased productivity and costly repairs. Some of these costly repairs can look like, a decommissioning of the system, having to shut the system off and remove it completely. You know, removing the system and having to replace it is a costly repair. It's very expensive, especially if you're using, certified technicians and installers. The prices get up there for the businesses, trading services, and then you have to be able to present that price to your customer properly so that you can help them fix their home. Some of these costly repairs can even look like really bad roof problems, really bad roof leaks, and that damage can lead into other stuff on the home that is much more costly than just having to fix the solar or the roof or having to do cleanup and stuff like that. So full removal and reinstallation of the panels, as mentioned before, is sometimes needed in order to properly clean underneath the system. Broken panels can happen. You have to worry about exposed wires when we're dealing with birds and squirrels and rats and stuff like that underneath solar systems. So our job as solar panel cleaners, we're up there, we're seeing this. It's our job to prevent it from happening. And a good way to do that is to be able to provide this service, to learn how to do this service and do it properly for your clients so that they can see the value and not have to, deal with these super costly fixes. So some of the stuff we're going over right now, we're going to be highlighting the problem. You need to start by educating your clients about the potential damage that birds can cause. And, it may take some time to be able to do this because you'll have to get a couple bird abatement jobs underneath your belt for you to be able to build a portfolio of photos, videos, before and afters. And these types of things will really help you sell these services to people that are having bad issues with bird problems. So you can use real life examples. You can use real life data to illustrate the impact on solar panel efficiency and longevity. For instance, bird droppings can create hot spots on panels, can also reduce the efficiency and potentially lead to permanent damage of the system. We're dealing with a lot of solar companies that are out of business right now. And with solar companies out of business, it means the warranties are out of business. And if the warranty's out, then the price falls on the customer to pay to get this fixed. So if you can help them fix the issue before things get very bad, that's going to be a big help and a big plus for you. Definitely probably going to get a good review, so on and so forth. You can even show photos of previously completed work, as mentioned before, damage you found on other clients' systems, homes, roofs, so on and so forth. So these are some of the information and some of the tactics that you can use to help sell your clients by showing them the damage that has been caused on other customers' homes and solar. So here you're going to be presenting the solution after you explain to them the damage that can happen. You're going to explain how your bird abatement services could provide a comprehensive solution. You want to emphasize that you use environmentally friendly methods. For us, that's specialized pigeon netting, which not only protects the panels, but also aligns with sustainable practices because we're using quality products that aren't rusting over time and leaving stains on the customer's roof or, different metals that are connected to the aluminum on the panels. You have to worry about, different types of oxidation and stuff like that over time. So if you're using the proper equipment, you're using the proper installation methods, you can really provide a lot of value for your client and avoid having, bigger issues that get presented in the future. You want to showcase the benefits of bird abatement itself. So, increase solar productivity, reduce maintenance cost, peace of mind that comes with knowing that their investment is protected properly. You want to share testimonials from satisfied clients who've seen a noticeable improvement in their solar systems, in their homes, and their quality of life using your services. So when it comes to selling the service, it's about building trust. You may not be able to sell this service on the first go around. It may be a conversation to have with the customer a couple times. If you're on a reoccurring cleaning, maintenance program with the customer, it gives you a lot of opportunity to bring these problems up, bring these issues up, and then generally, you'll start to see some of the birds affect the system or other animals or other outside factors. And when you establish credibility with your clients, when you're with them for a year, 2 years, they're going to know the value that you're bringing to them because they trust you. They know you. They've used your services. They love what you do, and they know that you've been in the industry. And the types of damages that you can see when it comes to when it comes to birds are a lot. You can see roof damage, you can see water leaks that happen on homes. And when you have water leaks and stuff like that happen, you're having to deal with a lot of other fixes on the inside of the home that range anywhere from $10, $20, $30,000 worth of fixes when it comes to fixing drywall, paint, flooring, electrical, plumbing. And when you're having to fix that stuff as a homeowner, it's no fun because you've got to come out of pocket for that type of stuff. But a good way to position yourself for these sales is highlighting some of your accolades as a solar panel cleaner. Like Chris mentioned earlier, I was lucky enough last year to be awarded the 2024 Young Solar Panel Cleaner of the Year. We have a software service that we use, and on that software service, because of the amount of business that we've done and because of the amount of 5-star reviews that we've gotten something called a Super Pro status. So these are some of the accolades and some of the things that we demonstrate to our clients, that show our commitment to excellence and customer satisfaction. This really helps sell these services because, they know, like, and trust us, and they know that, we're doing what we can and doing our due diligence, to work our hardest and make things the best. So you want to clearly articulate to your customer the return on investment. You want to use statistics like the recorded increases in solar productivity to demonstrate the tangible benefits of your services. You can also use statistics from bad bird jobs that cost your customers lots of money and position it in a way that they're spending this smaller amount of money now before they have the bird problems to avoid cost repairs in the future. They're going to lose a lot of efficiency if they've got bird poop all over their panels. That can lead to a true up bill at the end of the year, and that is a big thing in the solar industry where customers are having to spend a lot of money at the end of the year because their panels aren't producing what the solar company sold them it was. And that's because a lot of solar installation companies, I hate to say it, they lie. They lie about what the solar does. They say it's maintenance free. It doesn't need to be cleaned. The rain cleans the solar panels. We all know that's not true. They say it's a low profile system. Birds cannot get underneath. That's just not true. We've got pigeons and canaries out here mostly, and these birds can fit into spaces as small as a 1/4 inch. I don't know if you know that, but they just have to fly really fast. They got to tuck their wings and their legs in, and they can fit right in. So if you're not providing the value with a proper installation, you're just creating more problems, more damage on the customer's solar and roof. So, like we mentioned earlier, with roof damage, it comes with water leaks, and with water leaks comes tens of thousands of dollars of cost of repairs. So we want to help our customers avoid that at all costs. So to help close the deal, you want to encourage your clients to take action by offering, maybe a limited time promotion where the bird abatement is a certain cost now, and later it's going to be much more expensive. Another thing you can do is offer free consultations. So that's something that my company does. We never charge for an estimate. We just don't. If you call us and you say, hey, we got bird problems, we'll tell you, hey, we'll be out there. We can check it at this time. We'll get you full photos of all the problems that you have. We'll get you, the numbers that it will cost to get these problems fixed, and it won't even cost you a dime. That's a big selling point that we have. It's a big reason we get a lot of the jobs that we get, and that's because we offer free consultations and free estimates. So you want to make it as easy for them to say yes as possible. You want to do this by addressing any concerns and providing flexible payment options. Financing options have helped my company close more deals for the clients that can't necessarily afford the service at the moment. It gives them a low-cost monthly option for them to, be able to get the job done and have their roof and solar protected properly, so they can avoid tens of thousands of dollars of damage and not have to worry about coming out of pocket all that cash at that time. So you want to highlight your company's commitment to customer satisfaction and effective communication throughout the process. That means picking up the phone. That means texting the customer back. That means answering the emails. All of this goes into selling bird abatement. Excuse me. If you're not very good at communicating and you're not very good at keeping in contact with your customers, you're probably not going to sell a lot of these services, and that's a big deal. In conclusion, bird abatement is an essential service that protects solar investment and enhances productivity. By effectively positioning and selling these services, we're not only helping our clients, but we're also contributing to a more sustainable future. My company operates from the hours of 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Sunday to ensure that we're always available to meet our clients' needs. So if someone's calling in on a Saturday or a Sunday, my wife might be handling the phones right now. I hear them ringing. We're there to get them on the calendar for a free consultation, to get them a free estimate, to get out there, show them their problems in person, what's happening, and how we can fix these issues. So I thank you guys for your attention today. I look forward to discussing the topic further with you throughout the day. I know we have some amazing people on the panel. Deshaun is an awesome gentleman. He is actually one of the reasons I originally got into bird abatement. I saw him online doing a big bird job. I was like, man, I've noticed a lot of bird problems on my customers' systems. I wonder how I could go about fixing these problems. I never reached out to him. I should have. He probably would have helped me a lot in the beginning. I know he's a big help to the community. And, anybody that's on the panel today, anybody that's watching the show, feel free to reach out to any of us through Facebook Messenger. If you have our numbers, reach out, ask questions, because this is the way that you can provide more value for your clients and help stop big problems from happening on their roof. Just a couple of days ago, we had one of our largest residential bird abatement jobs. We removed just over 875 pounds of dried feces from a customer's roof. Unfortunately, it was a S-tile barrel roof, so the problems underneath the system were very extensive. We removed all of the bird abatement that was installed incorrectly. It was a very, very thin material. You want to avoid using, cheap material. If you use cheap material, you're going to provide a cheap service. With a cheap service comes mistakes, and when mistakes happen, more money costs the customer in the future. So this customer called in and let us know, hey, my wife tried to go the cheaper route, a few years back, and since then we have seen nothing but bird problems, and it's even worse because now the water is leaking into our attic, it's leaking into our home. We even have feces that's pouring into one room, and that was because they had 875 pounds of feces underneath their solar system. When you get a big rainstorm, you get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of gallons of water that pours onto that roof. I don't know if you know this, but 300 gallons of water weighs anywhere from 5,000 to 6,000 pounds by itself. You add 5,000 to 6,000 pounds to already 875 pounds of feces on a roof. That's going to start to displace the OSB boards on the roof. That's going to start to shove poop and feces underneath the tiles in a way that it starts to reroute the water, and it starts to reroute the water inside the home. And that's going to cause a lot of damage. And we want, like I said, we want to avoid this. So you want to avoid using cheap materials to provide the most value for your clients. So we actually ended up having to remove this entire solar panel system from the roof. Thankfully, we did not have to decommission the system or turn it off. This was a very extensive process. We had to remove one panel at a time. And with one panel at a time, we took a roofing flat bar, and we had to chisel the feces out of over 1,000 tiles, over 1,000 barrel S tiles. It was very time consuming, very painstaking. And, sometimes you have to do that to make sure you're getting things done properly. So panel one by one, we picked up, put back down, reinstalled properly. If I do say so myself, the reinstallation of the solar panels ended up being much cleaner, much more even, and much better than the original installation. No flack to the original installation company, but they must have had a crew on that day that was tired or was not paying attention, because there was a lot of missed supports on the system that we were able to replace for them. So there was a lot of extra added value we were able to provide than just getting rid of the birds. Like stopping a roof leak, stopping the damage happening from inside the home, stopping that nasty feces from going in there. Feces from birds is very nasty. I don't know if you guys have heard, but there's a lot of avian bird flu going around. On top of that, there's a disease you can get from bird feces. It's called Legionnaire's disease. It's a very dangerous disease. It sneaks up on you and can kill you very quickly, especially if you're not paying attention to the symptoms and things like that. So when it comes to installing bird abatement, when it comes to removing feces and nesting from roofs, you need to be careful. You need to do the proper research. You need to be using the proper safety protocols. And when it comes to face masks, eye protection, gloves, so on and so forth. So like I said, I really appreciate your guys' time today. I'm really excited to dig in this topic a little bit more. I know Deshaun is going to provide a wild amount of value for you guys. And I am excited to see what we have coming up next. I know we have some comments here. I see Chris maybe jumping back in. JG, he's headed to a bird job right now. He's a newer guy in the industry, but he has been rocking it. So thankful he's here watching and checking out.
Great guy.
Going on.
Great guy. A lot of people from the group, which is really, really awesome. Josh, I want to thank you for those insightful strategies on selling bird abatement services. I know that as we've talked before, that this has become one of the I wouldn't say a main service for your business, but definitely has become beneficial for you guys, and it's awesome to see a lot of these cleaners starting to get into bird abatement.
Yeah, you're not incorrect in saying that it is one of our major services.
Okay.
This is probably our top service we provide is bird abatement and mediation and removal and cleanup. Solar panel cleaning, of course, is involved in that. Solar panel cleaning is our second biggest service. All of that is included when it comes to a bird job. Because when you're done with all that mess, the panels look wild. So you got to get them cleaned properly so the panels are still producing the way they're supposed to. So yeah, some good ways to sell these. If you're noticing birds on a customer's roof, you see them pooping on the tiles, see a little bit of poop on the panels. Maybe there's nothing underneath the system yet. That's a great time to bring a couple of those photos to your client to show them, hey, I'm seeing some signs of birds on your roof. Here's a previous job we've done of a customer who had birds living underneath their solar system for 3 years. These are the damages that happened to their home. These are the costs that they had to incur. If you wanted us to do the bird abatement, we could get it done for an extra $800 for you. We may not be able to do it today, but I might be able to be back within the next week. And, that's going to provide a certain level of value for your client that's just going to be astronomical, so that they don't have to spend $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $10,000 to get a system removed, the poop removed, and put back, then the abatement, then the cleaning. It's a big, big, big service. And if you're providing it at the right time, you're going to be saving your customers thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars.
Hey, Josh, I'm big on talking about failures. I think failures kind of motivate us, and I don't feel bad about them because they kind of excel us and propel us onto the right path. When you first started off doing the bird abatement, is there any kind of mistakes or failures that you had along the way that you've corrected, and since have had systems and protocols in place to keep that correct?
Absolutely, 100%. When we first started installing bird abatement, I didn't know that there was bird abatement that was around that was dipped and covered in a PVC rubber. So a lot of times people will use it. It's like a black bird abatement or a black bird wire. It's covered in that rubber to help protect it against the rain, against weathering. And we actually used metal bird abatement, and that metal bird abatement came with us having to try and fit cotter pins and certain hitch pins onto the support of the system. It just didn't hold well. And that was because we were new to the bird game. We didn't know that J-clips existed for the frames of solar panels. But after doing 2 or 3 of those bird jobs, we found a provider. They were able to give us the proper tools and materials that we needed to get these customer systems done properly. I'm thankful to say those first 3 systems, they didn't end up being too bad. But since we have gone back and replaced the entire system. We've removed all the metal bird abatement, all the cotter pins, all the hitch pins, and replaced it with proper bird abatement and J-clips for the entire system. And that happened after a few years. They called us and said, hey, I'm noticing birds up on our roof. We provide a warranty on the bird abatement and the materials we put on our customers' homes. with that, we said, hey, we'll be back out to check out the problems, see what we can do to fix them, and replace it if necessary. And that was the case. But since then, we haven't heard back from those customers. They don't have bird problems. And we have gone back to do a few cleanings. So, excuse me, I guess you could say we have heard back from them, but not in the manner of bird problems, just in the manner of, hey, I need my solar done. Hey, I need my gutters done. And because we provided that value, because we provided that warranty, because we were able to replace and do things properly, they still come back to us for a lot of services throughout the year and refer us to their neighbors.
Nice.
So
Do you ever
mistakes were fixed.
do you ever bundle anything? Like, you have any bundle packages? Like, I always like to talk about the one thing I like to say when it comes to selling stuff. I have a background in phone sales when I was younger. From 18 to 34, I had epilepsy, and so working a lot of jobs was kind of hard for me. So doing like phone sales was easy. The one thing that I think about is selling the benefits and bundling stuff. I like to say that nobody goes to a fast food place and just orders a hamburger. Nobody goes to the drive-through line, just orders just fries or just a drink. You get the meal. So do you bundle stuff? And if so, how has that helped you?
So we do bundle stuff, but we don't do any like special bundle pricing. Our pricing is very specific. It's set for that reason. And when we go to a house to do an estimate, we quote everything. We quote any and all materials and services we think that they need to remove the birds from their house and their solar properly, immediately, and to keep the birds off their house. So that includes stuff like covering eaves, where 2 points of a roof meet and there's a gap.
Yep.
And birds will fly in and nest in there. We sell, covering the eaves properly with some spikes and some bird abatement to make sure the birds can't get back underneath there. The bird abatement for the solar itself, clean up underneath, the gutter cleaning, because when you're washing poop out from underneath the system, you're filling up the gutters. They're going to need a gutter cleaning. They're going to need a solar panel cleaning at the end of the job. We also sell stuff like, bird spikes. Couple bird products that we do not offer are owls.
This was my next question. I was going to ask. The owls don't do crap.
The reason we do not offer those services is because the owl will only scare a bird away once or two times. A bird is going to sit on the neighboring roof and watch that owl to see if it ever moves. And once it realizes that's a fake owl, it's going to move in. And we just know that they don't work. So we don't.
They don't. You know what? There's three things that I want to talk about when I get into this a little bit later about the different supplies and equipments. But it's the owls, it's the gel, and it's the reflective tape. These three things don't do much. Now there is a gel thing, these little discs that they're like $35 a disc. Have you used those?
They're awful. I have used them. I purchased over 2,000 of them, and I've used maybe 200, and 100 of the 200 that I used have gotten removed and replaced with bird spikes. Some of those don't work. There's another gel that was out a long time ago that's no longer legal in the state of California. It's called Hot Foot.
That stuff was good.
This is a poisonous bird gel. It sticks to their feet. It glues their legs together, their hands together.
So good.
And it's very, very inhumane, in my opinion, to the birds. Kills the birds, and it's a cleaning job a mess. If you have newly installed hot foot on a roof, or hot foot that's been on a roof for a few years and the sun's been beating down on it in the summer, and you're dragging your hoses all over it, it makes your equipment a mess. I mean, I've had to replace hundreds of feet of hoses, hundreds of feet of water-fed hoses, pressure washing hoses, regular 3/4 inch contractor grade hoses, because it's gotten dragged over this hot foot, and it's sticky, and it stays sticky forever. So there's nothing you can do to really get it off unless you're, spending time cleaning 100 feet of hose, which is just not ideal. I'd rather spend the $90 to buy a new hose than to spend the 6 hours trying to clean it properly. So avoid hot foot. We do actually have a few tubes because we had a customer that was super requesting it. They actually decided to go with our bird spikes instead. So those tubes have been sitting on our shelf, but you can no longer purchase or get this ordered or delivered to the state of California. We had this customer, he had already had it. He had his brother from out of state send it to him. And, we talked him out of it because we're there for a maintenance program to do cleanings in the future. We explained to him about how it can mess up the cleanings, how it can make a mess on the roof if you're dragging that stuff all over the place. So, yeah.
It's a problem. It's a problem. Josh, thank you so much for hanging out with me today and being part of the online event. We've got some more coming up here that I'm super excited about. Josh, we got that Rise and Shine podcast, which has been going really, really good. Last night was a good episode. And for those
Very
that don't
free
know,
flow, very free flow episode last night.
very
The
free
episode
flow.
is performing very well for little planning on that episode.
Yeah.
It's our third best show so far, and I'm excited to be on the panel to be a co-host with you and Tim. I really appreciate the camaraderie on the show. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate the support we get from our groups, and it's just been amazing. So I do apologize I won't be able to make today's, but I'm excited for the future episodes and the future guests we have coming. We've got some good stuff planned.
Every Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, you can catch myself, Tim O'Laughlin, and Josh Lane as we speak about solar panel cleaning, different topics and themes. We also like to interview somebody every second Friday of the month. This next month, let's see, I think it's February 10th, we're going to have Manuel Mateo online with us, which is going to be amazing. He's from Puerto Rico, I want to say. And
Puerto Rico, and last year at the ISCA, the first ever solar panel cleaning convention where I won my award, he won 2 awards. I can only remember one, but he was named the Global Solar Panel Cleaning Contractor of the Year, and that is a huge accolade. So super excited to have him on the show. I know he provides some wild value.
If we put that in perspective, I think there was only 5 to 6 awards given out that night, and that guy got more than anybody else. So, I mean,
yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Super excited about that. That is going to be
well, thanks for having me on today, Chris. Definitely. I really appreciate it. I'm excited to see the other speakers and hear the value they have to provide. And you know me, I'll be here for the panel discussion and for the Q&A. So you'll see me soon.
All right, Josh, thank you so much. I'm going to let you go. You have a good one. Thank you for joining us. Listen, Josh is an amazing cleaner that has so much potential and so much to offer this industry. That is why I like to connect with him. That's why I wanted to get this podcast going with him. He's just a really great guy that has a lot of knowledge and a lot to offer this industry. Moving along, we're going to keep the momentum going here. I don't have Deshaun up on the stage just yet here, but we're going to be diving into the technical side of bird abatement. All right. Now, Deshaun Phillips, our next speaker, he's going to be presenting Bird Abatement 101. Now, this session will provide you with a comprehensive understanding of the foundational principles and techniques behind effective bird proofing. You're going to have a lot of fun with this. We should be able to see him while he is out in the field, which will be really, really good. So once he gets on here, he's going to be joining in. I like to see people as they're actually doing their job. If you've ever seen any here's a line from my video series, Chris's Rants. If you've been around for even more than a millisecond, then you know that I like talking and I like going live. One of the first things that we did with the group is one of the first posts from me is go live up on a rooftop. I think that this is good. This is what helps us all grow. We're trying to put together different standardization efforts into this industry. We have individuals like myself, Josh, Tim O'Laughlin, you have Ryan D. Hoop, you have guys like Troy Golden, Kim Verduck, you have even his partner, John Johnston, which they're doing something big now. Steve Williams, on to Carla Dawson, on to so many people. It's just really helping this industry grow. And as we do these different types of events and online things, whether they're online or not, as we meet up and talk and do things, this helps to excel our group and our industry, which, by the way, Mr. Ryan D. Hoop has a bird proofing event that he's going to be doing as well. He's going to be doing this at his home. This is for local people. So if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and look up Ryan D. Hoop and contact him, because I think that the only thing for the cost to go and be a part of it is a 6-pack of beer, which, hey, that's a great deal for me. So for all those, go out there and take advantage of that. Each one of these are helping us to go ahead and bring these standards to all of us, and we're creating them together. I think that with these type of events, we need to look at them as not as we're receiving advice or training. I think we need to look at it as something a little bit different. What we're doing is we're helping to excel our community together. And that is a beautiful thing. So I want to thank everybody for being a part of this today. I don't have, let's see here, I'm trying to haven't heard from Deshaun just yet, because he's supposed to be popping on here at 12:40. So we still got 5 minutes. So guys, let me tell you something a little bit about the worst thing that I've ever done. And that is that I ordered a roll back in the day, a roll of mesh that was the cheap kind of mesh that Josh was talking about. This was one big roll. Okay. And I had to cut my strips, and that wasn't easy. It was completely hard to do, and it was insane. So I don't suggest that whatsoever. Guys, we got Deshaun Johnson is in the backstage, so he'll be coming up with us real soon here. Like I said, we got 5 minutes till he comes up on stage. What do you guys got going on out there today? What kind of jobs do we got going on? We got a lot of cleaners out there. I want to hear in the comments about what kind of bird proofing problems you have. Let's get those questions together and let's hear about them, because I'll tell you what, this is how we excel. We excel together. There are so much that's coming up in the future for our industry. And I want to be clear about this. Let's put all support this year in 2025. Let's give everybody support. Let's love everybody, and let's just make this very supportive, and let's create something that goes beyond any of our expectations for this industry. 100%. We need to support everybody out there. I support Solar Cleaners Network with Kimber Duck. He's doing a lot of different things. In fact, let me go ahead and up this one notch here. If you're interested in Solar Panel Cleaning Friends, is really good for those to come around and discuss about solar panel cleaning tips, tricks, and all that kind of stuff. It's all encompassing. You go to Solar Cleaners Network for a lot of the commercial stuff. If you don't know, Kim is a marketing genius with LinkedIn. The guy is amazing with LinkedIn. So contact him. Then you go over to Solar Panel Cleaner Contractors, I think it is, with Ryan DeHoop and Troy Golden. They have an amazing group as well. And then you can head on over to a group that was created by Josh Lane. That's Solar Panel Cleaning Companies. And this is dedicated group dedicated to solar panel cleaning companies. So with each one of these, there's something that is being brought to the table that's helping to the industry. So let's see here. Still got 3 minutes here. Guys, let me tell you something about this. Okay, while we got these 3 minutes, let me tell you about the TV, the network that we're pulling together. What is going on? The reason why we're live in YouTube and the reason why we're not on the website, which is what we're trying to get to, is a simple fact that we're not ready yet. I was already crashing and glitching stuff this morning at 6 a.m. So I was like, forget all of that. But we're going to have a website that it's solarpanelcleaningcommunity.com. It's dedicated to solar panel cleaning, kind of like a TV network. We'll have a page that's dedicated to streaming solar panel cleaning, whether that be podcasts, interviews, tutorials, and stuff like that nature, 24/7. So that should be a lot of fun. What has Deshaun got here? Let me go ahead and message him real quick. Oops. I don't know who that is. So, guys, I'm sick too, so this really helps out that we're here. But let's keep the momentum going as we dive, like I said, into the technical side of bird abatement. Our next speaker, Deshaun Phillips, will be presenting Bird Abatement 101. Now, guys, this session will provide you with a comprehensive understanding of the fundamental foundational principles and techniques behind effective bird proofing. Deshaun is absolutely recognized as an expert in our field. Known for his hands-on experience and practical approach to solving bird-related challenges. Whether you're new to bird abatement or looking to refine your techniques, this session with Deshaun Phillips will give you the tools and confidence to deliver high-quality results to your clients. So with that, let me see here. Let's get him up on here. Let's go ahead and invite Mr. Deshaun Phillips to the stage. Mr. Phillips, how are you doing that? I saw that.
Chris, what's going on, bro?
No, it's a beautiful.
So, hey, guys, I'm meaning to actually get up there. I'm actually doing a bird proofing as we speak right here in the city of Santee in your neck of the woods in San Diego. So
nice.
I wasn't supposed to be here. I was only supposed to be doing your show, but business calls. So
I love it.
101. If you guys follow the page, man, Chris and everybody that's been at Solar Panel Cleaning Group and all the other groups is awesome for our industry. You know, we need it. Because even though solar's been around for a long time, it's still not a thing where they know about the maintenance, about cleaning and the bird proofing. So, I primarily do the bird proofing a lot. I don't know how it just snowballed to that way. So that's what I came to specialize in. And you guys know, if you're in the solar field and you're cleaning solar, you probably see half the homes with a pigeon problem. And that's one of the things, if you follow me, I'm always complaining and pulling my hair off, like, stop selling solar, without telling the customers about the maintenance. Because every time I got to go do bird proofing and I got to spend a little money, they're not happy about it. And rightfully so. They should be told, at least, even if they don't offer the bird proofing. So let me get right into it. I know I don't have much time and I got to get back to work soon too. So bird proofing 101. What I do initially is come out and I do an initial assessment, and I get on the roof, take videos and pictures of the roof underneath the panels. And that way I give them videos and pictures to the customer. So this helps you guys on the sale. And when the customer can see it, then they got a firsthand, like, understanding of what's going on, and urgency to get it done. You can tell them, hey, it's bad, but showing them a video really, really helps your sell. And also, there's a lot of people who like to do bird proofing from Google. I have nothing against that, but the only problem I suggest you guys to go and do an on-site inspection is that, how you going to give an accurate price if you really don't know how bad the problem is? How much poop, how many nests, how many hours it's going to take you to do the cleanup part? Okay, so when I first come, we do that. And that, like I said, that helps you with nailing the job overall. So we come out, we secure the ladders, safety's number one. We get up there, we put cleaner down. Now, you guys, this is the super important part. You have to put cleaner down, because if not, you run the risk of getting bird lungs, hyptoplasmosis, and there's a 60 other diseases and parasites within pigeon poop. It is the second most hazardous poop to humans behind bat guano. So a lot of people don't know. It's very serious. So that's another thing you want to let your customers know, like, hey, this is not just pigeon proofing, this is hazardous bird waste cleanup, because the pigeon poop is so hazardous. So when you get up there, you definitely want to, the first thing you want to do is lay down the cleaner all over, not on top of the panels, you guys, just on the roof and underneath the panels. You don't want to get any cleaner on top of the panels. If you're in the industry, you know. So after that, what I would do is get the pressure washer hooked up. I would get the turbo nozzle. So if you guys clean roofs, you're familiar with the turbo nozzle. I would get the turbo nozzle and I would start hitting the first top peaks. Okay, that's the first thing I would do, and get those all clean and work my way around the whole solar system before I even start blowing anything out. I want to make sure that the roof is cleaned off, safe, and disinfected, so that way we can properly do the job. Next step is we're going to blow out all the poop from underneath. And everybody has different methods. What I do personally is I get the red tip nozzle, and long as it's under 3,100 psi. I have to stress that, you guys, when you're using pressure washers around solar systems, 3,100 and below is the safe point, so you won't damage the panels, damage the roof, all that kind of stuff. So I have to say that. So once you go from channel to channel, or if you don't have Spanish tile or something, if it's just a regular roof tile, blow it out completely from side to side. I like to do 2 passes, and then I come with the final rinse to make sure that everything's all cleaned out, because you can't install the mesh without everything cleaned out. Some people like to cut corners, but if it's not cleaned out, it's not right. So after we clean it out and do the rinse, then at that time we will install the mesh, depending on what kind of roof you have, where there's regular comp shingle, whether it's the regular tile or whatever it might be. You will have the different mesh that's going to match for the job. Once you install the mesh, now you're getting close to coming around to the finish line. What I'm doing is I'm going through and I'm hitting it, because I hit it to make sure that the mesh is in place, because you don't want to come back after the fact and you're not going to get paid again to fix the problem. So you want to hit the mesh to make sure it's all nice and tight and secure. And then the last thing is, obviously somebody's down cleaning up all the poop around the property. And then while he's doing that, I'm setting up the DI filter, so that way we can get up and get the brushing and start to do the final phase, which is cleaning the actual panels. So that's pretty much bird proofing 101, short, sweet. You guys can go to my page, shameless promotion, if you want to see in more in detail. You guys can always hit me up, and I can help you. I've helped so many people doing the process. So if you guys get my information. If you're out in the field, like people have called me and they have any questions, I'll answer. I'll help you.
I like that. Deshaun, you have, is it TikTok that you're mostly a part of? Is it TikTok?
It's actually Instagram. I'm on TikTok
Okay.
right now, but I only have like 3,000 followers. I'm mostly primarily on the Instagram, but you can find me on anything. PJ Solar Co. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, fan base, Blue Sky, whatever. Whatever you're on, I'm on because I'm here to help you guys. That's literally what I'm been called to do, I think, and I take pride in it. And I've helped so many guys doing what we do, so that way we can be the best and succeed. It helps us all.
I'm a big fan of yours, Deshaun. I've been following you for a while now. I love to watch you and your work. You're an amazing individual when it comes to the bird proofing. You have so much experience in it, and your videos are so uplifting. I love them. You're the homie. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for being a part with us today. I appreciate it. We definitely want to, we'll have to catch up again and do this more often. We're going to have more of these coming up down the road. So we'll love to have you on. When you get up on the roof, are you going to be able to go live for a little bit? We'll take a break and let you get up on there. But do you think you'll be able to show us some clips?
Let me show you guys right now. Actually,
Okay.
I'm doing a real steep part. I don't know if you guys can see that ladder.
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of steep. I got my guy down there holding it for safety factor, but yeah, I'm doing that edge right there, and it's Spanish tile, and so it's not a fun job. You got to make sure, like we say, safety is number one around here. But it's a great job. It's the most needed job. So if we do be able to take a break, I did want to get this finished. That way I can get back on the roof and I can show you guys in person what it looks like.
Perfect. So what I'll do is I'll take you down and put you in the backstage. And when you're ready, I'll be looking. Just get on the backstage and give me a thumbs up and I'll bring you back on. Okay?
You got it, brother. Appreciate you.
All right. Thank you, Deshaun. Okay, guys, listen, this has been an amazing online event. And again, we're going to be doing this more often. I think that we're going to be able to bring something together that has never been done before. And we can almost kind of count this as like an online solar panel cleaning TV is what the goal is. Steve Williams had a solar panel cleaning TV that he had tried to put together with his YouTube videos. And he brings a lot to the table. All of us do. So I think that we're going to be doing this on a regular basis. Monthly, we'll be doing an online event. This worked out so perfect for me because I couldn't imagine being at a warehouse right now. It is so cold outside and I'm actually sick. I got sick from my 6-year-old daughter who went to school, brought it back. My wife got sick. My son got sick, and now I'm sick. Guys, I don't know about you. I'm a blue-collar worker who I just drink a lot of coffee and a lot of beer. And normally I don't get sick. I just shove everything down there, and it works out perfectly. The thing about Deshaun is that he's had a lot of experience in the essentials of bird abatement. There is so much that he brings to the table as well. If you don't watch his videos on Instagram, I implore you to go find him on Instagram and follow him. PJ's, hold on a second. Let's pull something up. Let's take a look at this real quick. I am gonna pull something up here. Let me see if I can share this. Give me a second, guys. I want to share this because I want to share his page with you guys. You can hear it in my throat. Really, really pushing this, man. PJ Solar. All right. So you might find him on Instagram like that. Let's try to find him on Instagram real quick here. We'll do it together while we're waiting here. We're waiting for another 11 minutes for Mr. Steve Williams to be dropping in here for a little quick talk about safety. Excuse me. Steve Williams is going to be going over a few different things when it comes to the solar panel cleaning safety. Let's see if I can log in real quick here. Is it going to log me in? And I don't want to be showing a bunch of passwords, so. Oh, I clicked off it on time. Doesn't really matter. Go find Deshaun Johnson, man. Follow him online. PJ Solar Company, okay? Find him on Instagram. Like his videos. Comment on all of them. While you're at it, Let's hear it in the comments section. What are some things that you guys want to discuss? What are some things that you guys, some of the pain points that you come across when it comes to bird proofing? There are a lot of different things that I learned in the beginning. There are a lot of mistakes. If you know me, if you've been here for even more than a millisecond, you know that I'm all about talking and discussing failures. I think that failure is a beautiful thing. It helps you to excel. So a lot of the times in the beginning, we've had, when I'd say failures, it was really the clips. Does anybody else hate those damn clips? You know, you want to wear gloves. We're going to get into it after a little bit here. We'll have a break for a lunch, and then we'll come back to talk about some products and supplies. We're going to go over the different things of what you should have on you. We've gone through so much already this morning. Just in 50 minutes, we've had Josh Lane talking about selling bird abatement services to your customers. Talking about so much that he does with his customers and his clients, which has been very helpful. We had Deshaun get on here and go through some basics that can help anybody excel and start off with the solar panel cleaning or solar panel abatement. Next, coming up here soon, we're going to have Steve Williams, who's going to be going over some safety. So that'll be happening at 11 o'clock. We got 9 minutes. I think that what we might do is we might take a little break here in a second. No, we'll just go ahead and wait. We got 9 minutes until the next one, until Steve gets up here. After Steve is all done, let's see here. Let me go up here to the timing. After 11 o'clock, when Steve, he's probably going to be talking for like 10 to 20 minutes, hopefully. Right now at 11 a.m., it'll be 7 p.m. for Steve Williams back over where he is on the other side of the pond. And he's recently engaged to his girlfriend or his fiance Gemma, which they're such a cute little couple. And I think that Steve has been in such a good mood since he's gotten with her. I mean, there's just, you could tell when a man is happy. And I'm super, super happy for them. And congratulations to the two of them. Right now, they're doing some decorations I believe, I can't remember the room or where he said he was, but they're doing some redecorating, and there's no electricity. So at 7 p.m., he's going to be back over at his home, and he's going to log on to go ahead and do a little part about, the safety when it comes to bird abatement. Guys, you're right there with the panels. Now, one of the things that I worry about on a regular basis when it comes to the mesh is the clips. So as you put that clip on there, there's always those wires, and I worry about this. I think I worry about this more than a broken panel, cleaning a broken panel, which I don't. But I always worry that something is going to happen. So I'm happy that he's going to be joining with us today to talk about that. Geez, so far it's been very, very good. A long day. You know, my throat is killing me too. It's awesome. The sickness, I'm down with the sickness today, has chosen the right day to go ahead and hit me. That's a stupid joke. My wife loves that. In the past, I have done 5-6 hour streams where I've done just myself doing trainings and whatnot. And let me tell you, it can be so overwhelming. This one was not as easy to put together, but I'm excited that we were able to do this. Again, we're going to be moving forward and doing this on I think a monthly basis, if we can. So real quick, because again, we're waiting for Steve to hop on. We still got 7 more minutes. This solar panel cleaning TV, I guess, that we're trying to put together. Let's think about this. Where we're going to talk about like how I imagine it. Okay. I want to have it to where we have different kind of cleaners that are coming on that are doing shows, and already involved of who I have that have said yes to doing their own shows. Now, obviously, I'm going to be doing one. I'm going to be doing a couple different things, and I'll include my Chris's Rants video series, which once we get to the 10th one, it is a whole accumulation of all these videos. We'll put them all together and then we'll move on. Hey, you know what? It doesn't even matter, because here's the thing. What I've been waiting for is exactly what I've been talking about in this past 5 minutes is Mr. Steve Williams. Mr. Steve Williams.
Chris.
How are you doing today?
I'm very well. Can you hear me all right, yeah?
I can. It sounds perfect. It sounds good. Steve, I'm so excited to have you on here today. This is an online bird proofing event, and with everything that we're talking about today, we had Josh Lane up first, who was talking about selling the bird abatement services. We had Deshaun Phillips, who's maybe one of the best bird proofers in the game, talking about some basics. The one thing that we need on here next is a little bit of safety. Could you bring us some safety to the table to keep us from getting hurt out there?
Yeah, sure. So actually, one of the ways that I ended up getting electrocuted once when I was up on a roof cleaning solar panels and bird proofing solar panels. So the electrocution thing can happen if the system isn't grounded correctly. So that's one risk that everybody needs to be aware of. Now, bird proofing is an interesting task because you're often dealing with metal near the metal frames, and with the electricity side of things, you also have an arcing risk if the system has got damaged cables. If you are looking to clear out debris from under the panels, then you've got that as a risk. So there is discussion at times between companies and individuals if they should be blowing that out with compressed air, if you should be spraying water under there, if you should be lifting the panels. We feel as a company, and also probably really as a safety side of things, that the safest option is to decommission the system, lift the panels, and remove the bird nest, and then you can put the panels back on. Don't recommission the system until after you've fitted the bird proofing materials. After you've fitted the bird proofing materials, then you can re-energize the system. People are often a little bit nervous about going down that option because the labor cost and the cost of having an solar electrician come to site to decommission the system often puts people off. Interestingly, it's the contractors that it puts off, to the point where they don't really want to offer that as a service to their clients. In my experience, we've bird proofed probably over 300 houses and probably, let's say, 20 commercial systems that have been 30 kilowatts and above. You would be surprised what people pay for, and you would be surprised what people pay for if it's done safely as well. So decommissioning the system, we feel, is the safest way. The next safest way is to use compressed air to remove the bird debris. And then the one that we really seek to avoid is the water use. Water around any electrical appliance, as we know, is got inherent risk. That is increased and heightened when you're spraying water on the back of solar panels, because you don't know what damage has been done under there by the birds. The fact that the birds are in there means that there may be damage. If rats and other critters have been under there, you may have bare cable. And the first that you will know that you've got bare cable under there is when potentially you get the electrocution. So spraying water around underneath solar panels, in my estimation, is a very, very risky thing to do. So that's the brief rundown on the electrocution side. If you've got other questions, happy to answer it. And then when we shift our focus across to working at height, we all know that we can see the working at height risk much more clearly than we can a potential electrocution risk. Many of us are experienced at working at height. We've walked around roofs for many years. I know that you quoted Kevin Hargis in one of his comments that he put on a Facebook group recently, when he said about accidents, well, it hasn't happened yet. And I think that I've worked at height for nearly 30 years now. I have fallen off a roof when I was about 19. So it's an experience that I've never forgotten. I was fortunate and came away pretty unscathed from it. But for those that haven't had a fall from height, I think that is the correct mindset to maintain, is that just because it's not happened to you, it doesn't mean that it won't happen. So it's not happened to you yet. So therefore, you want to look at, well, how do we mitigate the risk of working at height? With bird proofing, it's very difficult to do bird proofing from a boom lift or a knuckle boom or a MEWP. It's tricky to do it because of the different angles that you need to get. So what we would advise is either tower scaffolding or full scaffolding, depending on the array. That way, if you drop a tool and it rolls down the roof, the boards on the scaffolding are going to catch it. If you yourself happen to slip and roll down the tiles or slip down the tiles, then you're only going to go as far as the scaffolding boards. So you might fall a foot off the roof. It's no big deal. You're not going to hurt yourself. But if the scaffolding isn't in place, you're going to come down at least a story. You might get away with a minor injury, as did I. You might even come away unscathed. But the difference between a single story fall and a 2-story fall is massive. You're accelerating every meter that you are going toward the ground. And so you hit the ground with much more force at 2-story than you do a single story. So I would be amazed if anybody was out there feeling completely comfortable fitting bird proofing on a roof at 2-story height without any form of edge protection or fall protection. So that's the bare bones of it, really. I think that bird proofing as an activity should be done with scaffolding or some form of temporary edge protection, which is very difficult to attach to a residential roof. It is possible that you could rope yourself off if you're skilled in rope access, and that would be a training course that people could take and could look to as an option. But it becomes more difficult again if you're lone working, I think, for rope access work. Not impossible, but more difficult. But I think many of us are lone workers, and so scaffolding put up by a third party that we can access, we know then that we've got really good measures around us so that if we have a slip, if we have a fall, we're not going to do ourselves any damage. We're just going to go as far down as the scaff deck. So they're the two major risks. As it is with cleaning, electrocution is still there when you're doing bird proofing, and falls from height are there when you do bird proofing. So I think that in a nutshell, they are the ways that I would seek to avoid both those issues, really.
I like that. Thank you so much, Steve. That is, when it comes to it, there's a lot of safety that you speak about when it comes to solar panel cleaning. There's a lot that we need to think about when it comes to it. One of the things that I want to discuss is the different types of, we could talk about having a harness, that's the obvious, but what other types of things that people should have, like the boots or the gloves? Can you get as specific about that might mitigate that risk of being electrocuted?
Yeah, absolutely. So it depends on the activity that you're doing. And actually, ISCA is only 2 days ago looked at some new information that's part of an electrical code in America. So I've been researching that, and I won't go into what we're going to do for the training course, but we're going to revamp all of the PPE as in the training course as a result of what I've read within the last 48 hours. Now, This is not something that I'm making up. This was actually put to me by a potential client that we're dealing with for some cleaning in America. And they said, well, how about you fitting in with this code? Does the PPE fit in with the code? So I had then to go away and look at the code, realized as good and as solid as the PPE is, it doesn't 100% fit in with the code. So I was like, okay, I need to now go away and research it all. But if someone is wearing no PPE currently, then these are the things that they should be wearing. They should be wearing a high-vis vest. They should be wearing a Class G hard hat. So a Class G hard hat with a chin strap is an insulated hard hat. The chin strap is very important so that if you do happen to fall off a roof, the hat isn't going to come off your head as you're falling. So you need it chin strapped, and also clip your chin strap up, because people don't want to clip it up because they say it's uncomfortable, but that's the whole idea of wearing a hat in the first place. And then with your hands, you want to be wearing Class 0 electrical insulated gloves, and you want to be wearing on your feet Class 0 electrically insulated boots. The boots, there's lots of discussion about footwear on roofs, but actually those boots are very grippy. They're designed to cope in high grip situations. So I think that's the bare essentials that every single one of us should be wearing. Whether we're cleaning, whether we're bird proofing, every single person should be wearing Class G hat with a chin strap, Class 0 gloves, Class 0 boots, and then other information will be released in the revamped 2025 edition of the ISCA training course. Nice.
So Steve, two last things. First, if somebody wants to be a part of the ISCA or get a ISCA training and certification, can you go ahead and plug that and let them know where to go?
Absolutely. So the website is www.theisca.org. So that's THEISCA, theisca.org. theiska.org. So that's where you can get the training from. The homepage, go to the top. There's a label on the menu, courses. Click courses, and then choose the country that you reside in. So each of those courses contains different information according to country, because we've looked at the health and safety regulations for that specific country. The whole of the course is shaped toward that country. So it's very important that people select the right country. So yeah, you go onto the website, www.theiska.org, sign up for a free membership, buy your course, and then when you've completed the course, we'll send you your certificate via email, and you'll also get an ISKA certified logo that you can then use on your website. People will use it to watermark their photos that they put on social media, and you can also get some vehicle decals made up with that logo as well. So when you turn up on the job, you've got your vehicle signage, and you've also got your ISKA certification on the side of the van as well, which people often like to see.
That's nice. I like that. Steve, you've had a change in your life. I want to say congratulations to you and your new fiance. I'm happy for you. You're getting married. Not only that, you seem to be such a happier individual. Not that you're not, but you seem to be so much happier. And I'm very, very happy for you and Gemma. And again, congratulations on your proposal to her. That's pretty awesome, big guy.
Thank you very much, Chris. That's kind of you. Yeah, we got engaged in Vegas, and we will be getting married in Vegas. So watch this space.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right. Hey, Steve, it's 7 p.m. for you over there, so I'm going to let you go. Thank you very, very much for dropping in and dropping some knowledge on everybody on us. We definitely appreciate it. You're one of the top guys that handle safety in our industry, and I can't thank you enough for that, because that's definitely important for us. So I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much, Steve, and you have yourself a good night. All right, sir?
Thank you for asking me, Chris. Pleasure as always. Take care.
Take care, Steve. Steve is a great guy. I like Steve. There's a lot that he's done for this industry. And like I said, everybody is important. Everything that everybody does for this industry is important. It helps us to excel. One of the things that I think is the most important for us are these standards, the standardization efforts of this industry. Excuse me. Like I said, I'm sick today. By getting everybody together and doing this kind of stuff, we're helping to excel the standards and the, let's say, the standard operating protocols that we put together and we implement for our businesses. So I'm super excited about that. Geez, let me just, give me a second here. Man, I don't want you to have to hear this. Hold on. Because it's my part now. I get to talk now. And I've worked on something. If anybody knows me, you know that normally I don't prepare anything for a talk. If you know me good enough, you know that I really don't even prepare anything when it comes to a training. I just show up. I just do my thing. I think it's fun. I like to talk. If you've been around for even more than a millisecond, you know that I got no problem talking, and I've got a lot of opinions. I've been in this industry for umpteen amount of years, and I love it. I don't do it for the money. I do the cleaning itself for the money, because that's what we all do. But it's the simple fact that we're paying it forward. So so what do we have next? What is this? Look, I've been working on this. This is something that's important to me. Jeez. This is something that I actually put a lot of time and effort into. Before we do that, we're going to go ahead, because we got Deshaun Johnson up on the rooftop. So we're going to bring Deshaun back online real quick. So we can go ahead and see what he's doing. Deshaun, I'm going to give you the stage again. Let's go ahead and see what you're doing up on that roof.
All right. Is there a way I can turn around my camera, Chris?
That is a great question. I don't think that you're able to with the thing as soon as you go live.
I'll try to show you guys by turning around my camera. So I was able to fix that edge that I was doing. So happy to be down from there. I had it on. I was listening to you guys though. He was giving a lot of good information. I'd never seen nobody do it with the compressed air. So that might be something different. Most of the time we got to do it with water. I know that, that's far on the spectrum of safety that he was talking about, but a lot of times this stuff be clumped up, and, we used to do it with regular water and little poles back in the day, and it wasn't that effective. It wouldn't get everything out, but this is a great training. but let me trying to turn it around. You guys can see. And they do got the pre-cut mesh for you guys now to make it a lot easier.
I got to join in. That's clean. Very clean, Deshaun.
See that?
Yeah.
And see, I got my proprietary cribs, Chris. I'm the only one got these. I love them. They're aluminum, non-rust, non-conductive as far as, because it's aluminum, so you don't have to worry about it around the electricity, which is a big thing. But yeah, look at my guy, Junior, my manager. We're just finishing up this job right here.
Nice, Deshaun. So let me, if you don't mind me asking you, on a regular basis, like, how much do you charge? How do you charge for your bird proofing? Because I think a lot of people, worry about that. So, and don't, have an answer for that. So while I got you on here, let me ask you, how do you charge for your bird proofing services?
Cool. So my estimates are super detailed. That's why I asked for email, because they go down a page and a half, but I break it down. I charge per linear foot. So usually, for example, you guys, I charge $3 a linear foot for a regular roof and a regular cement roof. Now, if it's Spanish tile like this one, then it's $4 a linear foot. It's got to be a little bit more. And then I charge for the bird poop cleanup. That's why I said it's important to come for that initial inspection, because I charge for the bird poop cleanup. The solar panel cleaning is separate, but I give them half off the normal price of the solar panel cleaning. So you got the labor, which is the linear foot, the material costs, the bird poop cleanup, whether it's 1, 2, 3 hours or more, and then the solar panel cleaning, which I charge them half off the normal price. So I break it down to 4 different sections, and it's honest and open, so they can see everything. There's no mystery with it.
Nice. So Deshaun, let me ask you something. How long have you been doing bird proofing? Before we let you go, I want to get a total run on this.
It's going to be 8 years I've been in business, and I've been doing it for 7, because the first year I was just doing cleanings, and then I got with some other guys, and I learned it from the guy who had the Tesla contract, actually had to do bird proofing. So it's going to be 7 years coming up. Nice.
Deshaun, thank you so much for joining us today for our online event. It was a blast having you here.
It was my pleasure, Chris. You guys, go ahead and follow my page. I'm here to help. Chris is here to help. This was awesome. We need more of this for our community, and I'm just excited for the future.
Thank you so much. Deshaun, have a good day and stay safe up there, all right?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Oh, gosh. You know what? This has been an amazing online event, and I'm so happy of everybody that's been involved. We're, going to be growing even more. We're going to be doing this more often. I feel like we should be doing this once a month. If you've watched any of my old podcasts, it's a lot of fun to get on here and talk with other cleaners. The thing about debate is you'll probably hear me say this on the Rise and Shine podcast, is that it's either going to reaffirm what you've been thinking, or it's going to give you some things to think about and maybe change your mind, your perspective on things. So I don't look bad about things whatsoever. I love them. I will tell you that for those that don't know, from the ages of 18 to 34, I had epilepsy. Pretty bad too. I did website design, painting, few jobs here and there, silk screening, and that's what I did. And luckily, I was able to get onto the solar panel cleaning, which has been an amazing thing for me. It's changed everything for me completely. Guys, we've had Josh go ahead and tell us about selling solar abatement. We've had Deshaun Johnson on here breaking down the essentials of bird abatement. We've had Steve Williams on here talking about some safety. All right. Now that we've explored all of this, the safety, sales, and the technical aspects, it's time to take a step back and look at the bigger picture, where this industry is headed and the opportunities it holds for all of us. You guys ready for this? I've worked a lot on this for this presentation that I'm about to do for you. And the bird abatement market is growing rapidly as more property owners recognize the value of protecting their solar investments, from residential rooftops to commercial arrays and even utility scale systems. The demand for services continues to expand, and with it, the potential for business growth. So let's get this up here, guys, because like I said, I've been working pretty hard on this. All right. This is something that I put together. I actually finished it last night. Drop me down here. See if I can do that. There we go. We don't need to look at my face because basically my face is ugly. In this segment right here, something that I've worked on pretty hard, we're going to be discussing the latest market trends, growth opportunities, and projections for the future of bird abatement within this solar industry. This is something that I've been saving for the end, and I hope you're excited for it. We're going to cover key drivers behind this growth, things that you need to know, how to position your business to capitalize on emerging opportunities, and what to expect as this market evolves. This is going to change things for a lot of companies. Like I said earlier in this stream, is that you could take a job that may be $200 for the cleaning. You can increase that to onwards up to $1,800, $2,000 just by adding bird proofing, because there's so much that is included with it. In the session, this session is all about helping you stay ahead of the curve and build a business that thrives as this industry, solar panel cleaning, continues to innovate and expand. So let's go ahead and dive in on this. This is my part. There's a few things that you can expect today. We are going to be going over market trends. We're going to be going over growth opportunities. And then finally, we'll be talking about future projections. First one is market trends. In this, we want to understand that the key trends shaping the bird abatement industry, and we want to know how these trends are impacting the demand for their services. This is something that we're not only just teaching together, we are learning this together. So I want you to view this as us learning something together. No, the pictures are not on point. I don't have time to do the pictures, but that is totally fine. Now, here's something to think about. In regions like Southern California, pigeons are a common problem for homeowners with solar panels. It's unreal. Now, a homeowner can install a 5 kilowatt system and immediately start to notice that efficiency drops with only a few months of install. Now, upon a visual inspection by, say, someone like ourselves, a solar panel cleaner, we can discover that birds are possibly nesting beneath the panels, causing airflow blockages and leaving droppings that damage the panels. Don't forget that heat actually reduces the efficiency of solar panels. So when you have a bunch of nesting and bird poop under solar panels, then what it's doing is it's causing a blockage of airflow, causing those solar panels to overheat, and that can reduce the efficiency. I think that one of the things that we need to be thinking about in switching this is that, as opposed to the reactive care that we've been doing, we need to focus more on a proactive care. There is a standard that all cleaners should be following to educate their clients about these issues before they even become a problem. Okay, proactive care versus reactive care. It is important for us to educate our clients the following. All right. We definitely want to highlight the potential damages that are caused by bird droppings. I mean, such as corrosion, staining, and long-term structural impacts on panels, because there's a lot that takes place. Corrosion. The thing about the corrosion is the bird droppings are highly acidic. They're nasty. The bird flu, all this kind of stuff that all three guys that were on here today were talking about are true. Often containing uric acids with a pH level as low as 3. This acidity can corrode the protective coatings on solar panels. Now, you think about it, the anti-reflective coating only has 5 to 7 years in its lifespan already. Particularly, the aluminum frames and other exposed metal components can corrode as well. Now, these affects the erosion of the panel's protective layers. It's exposing internal materials to moisture and oxygen, opening the door for other problems to develop down the road. Rust formation on panel frames and mounting systems can be another problem. Now we're talking about compromising structural integrity. These are things that we can educate our customers. So write this stuff down, because these are buzzwords. They're like buzzwords that the liberals want to throw around. I'm not going to get too political, but seriously, you want to think of this stuff that we're saying here in this stream as stuff to go ahead and explain and educate your customer, because accelerated wear and tear reduces the overall lifespan of the solar panel. And again, the anti-reflective coating has a 5 to 7 year lifespan, and solar panels have a 25 to 35 year lifespan, depending on how they're taken care of. Staining is another factor. When bird droppings are left on panels for extended periods of time, you've seen them, they can bake onto the surface under the heat of the sun. I mean, leaving permanent stains. Have you ever cleaned off bird poop and you see like an oil stain below it and just won't go away? It's etched into the glass. This staining disrupts the even distribution of sunlight across the photovoltaic cells. And this, right off the bat, reduces the efficiency. Now, panels with stains often produce less energy even after cleaning. Like I said, there's those little oil spots because the surface remains uneven or discolored. Long-term structural impacts, because we're going to see a little bit of damage to this. Bird droppings combined with nesting debris, twigs, feathers, all that kind of stuff. This, like I said, creates blockages and additional strain on panels and even their mounting systems, okay? If you look underneath, you're going to see that a lot of those brackets that go from the rooftop to the solar panels, the nests like to go ahead, the birds like to create their nest right there. If they're not collecting a ridiculous amount of poop that you're going to have to clean off, that's where they're going to nest. They're going to have their babies right there. Prolonged exposure can exacerbate physical damage and cause a problem with that. Now, we want to think of three things of these effects when it comes to this. Number one, micro cracks in glass is a possibility. Although very rare, I will admit, and I have yet to see this, but it is a possibility. Accumulated droppings can increase panel surface temperatures. We know that. Localized hotspots, which over time can lead to micro cracks in tempered glass covering. This can cause an issue, but also there's warping or sagging. Right. This is a crazy one. And again, these are the far reaches of what we're talking about here. But the weight of some nesting materials and debris trapped under panels can strain the mounting system, causing sagging or even loosening. There's damaging to the wires. Droppings and nesting materials can attract insects and even rodents. So now we have more. We're opening the door, which may chew through wires and damage connectors. So again, proactive. We're going to get into this proactive versus reactive care, but I just want to beat this into the mind of what we're talking about here. Efficiency loss. Now it's obvious the bird droppings cover parts of the panels. And this reduces amount of the sunlight that reaches the PV cells. This is, we know this, even if you're the basic of cleaners. Now, since solar panels are designed to work in series, even partial shading can reduce output significantly. And this energy production can drop depending on the extent of coverage, obviously. But over time, the loss of efficiency leads to decreased in investment, the ROI, for the solar system owner. These are things that you want to pop out and you want to bring to attention to the customer. They're definitely going to get you those jobs there. Now, we were talking about here with Sean Phillips, Josh, and even Steve Williams, the health and safety risk, because there are. Now, you don't want to blow that stuff out. I mean, listen, bird droppings can contain harmful pathogens, including bacteria and fungi, which pose such health risks to humans during maintenance and cleaning. It's insane. There's increased risk of respiratory infections or skin irritations for cleaners handling contaminated areas. Things to think about. Dry droppings can release airborne particles containing pathogens. Airborne, bro. This is like a movie with zombies. This is creating such an additional hazard. It's insane the amount of dangers that you can be put into with cleaning the solar panels. So you want to take your time with that. The actionable steps to mitigate this damage, though. Let's talk about that. So, here's the thing. First off, there's three things here we want to talk about: regular cleaning, preventative measures, and educating the clients. Three things that I think are very important to me when it comes to this. Number one, obviously you want to schedule regular cleanings to prevent droppings from baking onto the surfaces or accumulating over time. So make sure you have your customers in a right program, which goes into a lot of other different things and benefits for your business. But, you're talking about getting a customer on a regular 6-month program. So now you're even looking down the line, and every 6 months you could say, hey, I'm getting this money coming into my business. It's beautiful. And if you have a customer that has taken care of their their system. They've installed bird proofing systems such as mesh or spikes like Josh does to deter birds from nesting or perching on panels. These are preventative measures that you want your customers to make. Remember, preactive care, not reactive care. With every single client, no matter who it is, you want to inform property owners about the risk of neglecting the droppings and how preventative maintenance protects their investment. Remember, they've put thousands into this, man. And bird nests under panels, like I said, they block the airflow, leading to overheating in hot spots. This can permanently damage the system. We want to watch out for bird nesting under panels during visual inspections. That's where you're going to see a lot of this stuff. Birds obviously like to nest near wiring or the install brackets, like I was saying. Man, I'll tell you what. You know what? Actually, let me say something real quick here. Bring myself back up here. Where am I? I want to emphasize something here, the before and after photos. Okay, before and after photos are such an important thing. Now, we say this with all the cleaning, but make sure that you're getting your before and after photos, not just for your customer, but for future jobs. It is very important to get those before and after photos. I want to take a second to make sure, pound that into everybody's brains, before and after photos. All right, so here's the action point, okay? We want to incorporate an educational component into our sales process for our clients, no matter whether it be residential, commercial, or large-scale utility. For example, during these routine cleanings, residential, this might be the easiest, we point out potential nesting areas and suggestive preventative measures. That visual inspection is going to be your best friend. You're basically positioning yourself as a problem solver and not just a service provider. And if we start moving into this thought process and this mindset of being a problem solver and this proactive care, you'll start to see a lot of these sales start to go up and change things dramatically. Guys, man, okay, so the next part in here is very, very important to me because when we talk about the different types of companies that are doing the different types of bird proofing, like you got Josh, they're doing the commercial bird proofing. And the commercial bird proofing can be good money, as anything with commercial. Went one too far, hold on. Okay, so check this out. When working with commercial clients, right? Now, at this point in time, it's important to understand that there are unique challenges that these commercial clients face. They face unique challenges when it comes to bird activity. Birds don't just create a mess, man. They can directly impact a business's image, their operations, and even the bottom line. Now, let's just start with the brand image, all right? And think about this. Imagine a business with a rooftop solar array that's visible to customers and employees. If birds are roosting, leaving droppings, or nesting on the rooftop, it's not just an eyesore. Geez, it's not just an eyesore. It's a reflection on the company's attention to detail. People notice this stuff. Customers and staff, they notice these things. It's a messy rooftop, and that can send the wrong message. So, especially for businesses that want to present themselves as environmentally friendly or forward thinking, no one wants to see bird droppings or nest on a clean energy system or all over on the ground because they're just perching up on top. So let's talk about the efficiency and return of investment. Guys, come on, man. This is a no-brainer if we're selling the benefits here. Solar panels are a significant investment for any business, and their performance directly affects the company's energy savings. Birds can reduce efficiency by nesting under panels, blocking airflow, or covering the panels with droppings, as we've already discussed. Even partial coverage can lead to a drop in energy production. Over time, this loss adds up. And the business doesn't get the full return on its solar investment. No. If the problem persists, it could cost them even more in maintenance, repairs, or even replacing the panels, the damaged panels. That costs money. Preventative care. Finally, there's the issue of long-term maintenance cares or cost. I'm sorry, long-term maintenance cost. When bird problems go unaddressed, they don't just stay the same, they get worse. Nests can damage wiring. They can block drainage and create ongoing messes that require constant cleaning. These added costs can frustrate your clients to no end and make them question their solar investment. So you might even be losing a customer here. So what's the solution, cleaners? As professionals, we need to focus on educating clients about the importance of bird abatement as a preventative measure. Do not wait for them to bring up the issue. Be proactive, guys. During your inspections and cleaning visits, look for those signs of bird activity. I'm going to tell you a little, let me finish my sentence here, then I got a story for you involving Mike and our last bird install that we did, bird proofing install. But look for those signs for bird activity, droppings, nest, and even feathers. So we've got this rooftop we're cleaning. It's December. It's the beginning of December. And we're up on this rooftop, and Mike notices just a little bit amount of bird pooping, just a little bit. It's not too much. Well, he talks to the customer and tells the customer exactly what is going on and that they are having this problem with the birds, and there's a possibility that it can even get worse. The customer liked this because they put so much into their solar investment that they wanted to go ahead with the preventative services. Very important. One thing that should be recommended is offering a free assessment to potential commercial clients. I knew that I was going to stutter and have a problem at some point here. Josh does this. A lot of us do this. You want to walk the property. A property walkthrough is probably about the most important thing one can do. You want to point out areas of concern and give them a clear understanding of how bird abatement can help. Talk about that return of investment and how a small upfront investment in bird proofing can prevent bigger costs down the line. Preventative measures. It's not just about selling a service. It's about building trust, like Josh was saying, and showing them that you care for their long-term success of their panels. And at the end of the day, your role isn't just to clean panels. It's to protect your clients. My voice can get any higher. You want to protect your customers' investment and help their solar systems perform at their best. If you could show them how bird abatement ties into their energy savings, their brand image, and operational efficiency, you'll position yourself as such a valuable partner in their solar journey that they will not call anybody else. They'll stick with you. You're the only one that they're going to want. Whew. So much to talk about. So much to talk about. Guys, I lost my point here. Give me a second. Here's the reality. Because there's a reality here. The reality is preventative bird abatement is an investment, not just a quick fix. But when you present it that way, clients begin to see the long-term value. Let's imagine a scenario. Let's just go over something. A homeowner has just installed solar panels, and you're there for the first cleaning session. Instead of waiting for issues to arise, explain to them how adding bird proofing now, like a simple mesh install, can save them costly repairs and loss efficiency later. Again, this is really helpful. It's helpful for you as a business, and it's helpful for the customer. These preventative measures, like installing mesh or spikes, do two critical things. First, they block the birds from nesting or perching on the system, ensuring optimal airflow and performance. But second, they protect the homeowner's investment by reducing the need for emergency cleanings or repairs caused by nest droppings or even chewed wires. The upfront cost of bird abatement is small compared to what they had paid down the line to fix or replace damaged panels. Another key point to communicate is how bird abatement maintains the panel's efficiency. Droppings alone can reduce the energy output. Now, I'm not going to say by how much, We could say 5%, 10%, 20%, 30%, but that's still all left up for debate within the community right now. But Nest can cause hotspots that damage the panel surface over time. That we know. By preventing these issues up front, you're helping your client maximize the return on their solar investment. So how do you work this into your business? Well, make bird abatement a standard part of your offerings. With quoting cleaning job, include that bird abatement as an add-on or an optional upgrade. You could say something like, while I'm here, I can also install protective mesh to keep birds from nesting under your panels. It's a simple step that will save you money and protect your system over the years. I mean, this is literally showing them that you're thinking about their long-term needs. Let me say that again. This shows them you're thinking about their long-term needs. I get asked about advertising and this kind of stuff. I don't do that. I don't. Because it's this type of thinking of creating a long-term customer that helps me stay in business and do what I do. It's not just the job in front of you. Coming here close towards the end here. Let's say this: the growing awareness of the damaged panels birds can cause is driving demand across all sectors, residential, commercial, and utility scale. As professionals, this is an opportunity to educate, inform, and offer solutions that align with these trends. By addressing these needs, you're not only growing your business, but also positioning yourself as a trusted expert in the solar industry. Part 2. Yes, I've got 3 parts of this. There's a lot to go over to cover here. Growth opportunities, because these are things that in this next part, we're going to identify these actionable ways to expand our services and really tap into growing demand for bird abatement. As you heard Josh, it's become one of their main sources of work now. Bundling service for an increased value. I say something quite a bit is that nobody goes through a drive-through to purchase just a burger. Nobody goes through a drive-through to just purchase a drink. Nobody goes through a drive-through to just purchase French fries. They get it all together. So if we put this in a real-world example, what if you ordered? What if let's try it again. What if you offered your customers an annual package that recovers panel cleaning, bird abatement inspections, and even small mesh repairs? That's super convenient for them because they don't have to think about scheduling multiple services, and they know their system is taken care of all year round. Again, we're doing that preventive care, and we're creating a long-term customer. Plus, it's a great way to keep them coming back. And like I said, building that long-term trust that Josh was trying to implement, or was talking about, I should say that. You know, people love the convenience. Bundling gives them everything they need in one place, which saves them time and hassle. And for you, it means better client retention, more revenue per customer, and even a stronger relationship. So, I mean, that's these stronger relationships with customers is important. But keep it simple. Combine these services that naturally go together, like a hamburger, French fries, and drinks. The cleaning, maintenance, and bird abatement, they go together. Then create a few options like a basic package for just cleaning, a standard package with inspections maybe, and a premium package that includes bird proofing. These are just examples. You're welcome to do what works for you. I will interject by saying that what works for one cleaner doesn't work for another cleaner. And what works in one part of the world doesn't necessarily work in another part of the world. So these are things to consider. You want to make sure that your pricing does reflect the value, but doesn't feel overwhelming. All right, I can't stress that enough. But how do you sell it? Well, we've heard Josh talk a little bit about this, but when talking to clients, use friendly, straightforward language. Say something like, with this package, you're not just getting clean panels, you're protecting your system from bird damage and making sure it runs efficiently all year. And it's all about showing them why it's worth it. Okay. Skipped ahead a little bit here. That's okay. So why explore the commercial and utility markets? Aren't the residential enough? I would say that when it comes to bird proofing, we need to lay this out on the table, and that is that the Residential sector is the main sector that is making the most amount of money from these bird proofing installations, these bird abatement. Something to think about. However, the businesses with large rooftop solar arrays or utility scale farms, they face serious issues from birds as well. From these nests blocking airflow to droppings, reducing efficiency, these problems can cost them money and impact their image. While residential work is common, these larger markets give you a chance to specialize and to stand out. So I want to talk about a little bit about how to break into this. How does one go from the residential to the commercial? I think that the main thing that we should be thinking about is, or the ones that we should be contacting, is the solar installers. The solar installers working on big commercial projects often need bird abatement solutions. Building relationships with them and positioning yourself as the expert they can refer to, this could definitely be a strong benefit for you and your company. Commercial clients expect a polished approach. A simple pitch deck that explains your services, shows results, and includes testimonials can go a long way in building trust. And these property walks, you want to offer these free inspections because this is where you're really going to be selling it. With the property, you want to point out areas, problem areas, and suggest solutions right then and there. Many businesses don't realize how much damage birds are causing until you show them. So you could be there for the solar panel cleaning, and then it just goes crazy. Hold on here a second. Let me check this schedule out here real quick, because I think what we're going to do is, after I'm done here, I'm going to take a quick break to eat something, and then we'll come back for the panel discussion. It's 11:40 right now. Let's do at 12:40, we're going to come back for a panel discussion. As soon as I'm done here, we're going to take a break. I'm going to get something to eat, and then at 12:40, we'll come back for the panel discussion. That should be between myself and Josh Lane, and we'll be answering some questions. So it should be a lot of fun for us. Before we get to educating customers to drive demand, let's talk about something to keep in mind here, because there is something that I'm thinking about right now. These larger jobs, they mean that you'll need more mesh clips and other materials. It's worth negotiating with suppliers for bulk pricing. Josh does something like that. And for a lot of you that do these commercial jobs, you might want to consider getting a deposit, 5, 10, 20%. That always helps, especially if you're dealing with a net 30, 60, 90, or even 100 day. These projects might require more hands, so having a solid team ready is key. Commercial clients value professionalism, clear communication, detailed proposals, and on-time delivery. This matters more than ever, I believe, now in our industry and the timing we have. So what are these next steps? Right now, starting today, go out there and start by researching local businesses or solar farms right in your area, as you probably already are for the cleaning. This time, start showing them how bird abatement isn't just about keeping things clean. It's about protecting their investment and improving efficiency. A proactive approach will help you stand out and secure these larger projects. Let's get over here 1 second here. This is a long one. We've been going for an hour and 58 minutes now. It's 2 hours total. It's been a lot of fun. I don't know if we're going to make it a full 5 to 6 hours, just because I don't think we have enough content in this, and that's fine. I don't think anybody wants to sit around for 5 or 6 hours, but I appreciate those that are listening in. There's a good amount of you out there. So I'm going to move on to the next part here, because we're starting to learn a lot more of this, where we're going with the growth in the market trends. I mean, let's face it, homeowners are and even some businesses don't realize how much damage birds can cause to their solar panels until it's too late. That's where education comes in. By teaching our customers about the risk and benefits of bird abatement, you're not just providing a service, You're positioning yourself as the trusted expert they need. And think about it. If customers don't know why bird abatement is important, they won't prioritize it. Proactive care, preventative care. Most of them don't understand how nests block airflow, droppings reduce efficiency, or that repairs can cost them thousands of dollars down the road. When you educate them, you're not just selling a service, you're helping them protect their investment. And that builds a trust that keeps them coming back to you. You don't need to overcomplicate this. Simple. It's very simple. Clear communication is all it takes. Let's think about your website, because it's something I'm about to be breaking into. But first off, you want to use real life examples if you're not already. Share stories or photos from past jobs. You want to show how a nest under a panel leads to a hotspot or costly replacement, or how even droppings reduce efficiency. If you want to say 5%, 10%, on up to 20% or whatever, that's on you. But visuals do make the problem real. They point them out to them. And by simply breaking it down, most clients don't understand technical solar terms. So use relatable language. Instead of saying droppings can cause efficiency loss by reducing photovoltaic cell exposure, maybe try something like bird droppings block sunlight so your panels can't produce as much money and they're costing you money. That's a simple way to do it. Come on now, and teach them what to look for. We're educating the customers, which keeps a long-standing customer. You're showing them that you have care for their system. You want to show them that what to look for, so that in case something takes place, they can call you in between a cleaning or in between a visual inspection or whatnot. If they see things like nests, droppings, or even birds lingering near panels, you might want them to schedule an inspection. Schedule an inspection of the panels or a professional checkup. All right, guys. Going to be moving on here. This is the one thing about it is I started small. I want to emphasize that. You create a social media post or a quick video explaining the top 3 problems birds can cause for solar panels, and share real-world examples of how your bird abatement services have solved these issues for clients. You don't need a huge campaign. Just focus on being consistent and clear. When customers see you as a go-to expert like Deshaun Phillips in his area, they're far more likely to invest in your services. And by educating your customers, you're not just solving their problems, you're building trust. You're creating a demand and standing out from the competition. Oh, new coffee. Thank you, babe. I appreciate it. I need a drink. The best part, an informed customer is far more likely to see the value in what you offer and become a loyal customer. All right, guys, I'm going to move on to this final part of future projections. This is where we get into the meat of this, and just skip forward. In this final part, altogether now, we want to learn about the future of bird abatement market, and while providing actionable insights and context for cleaners and the direction of bird abatement services and what we can look forward to. This is all of us together. There's a continued solar adoption and increasing demand for bird abatement. This solar industry is growing at an incredible pace. And with every new installation comes new opportunities for professionals like us. But with growth comes challenges. I mean, absolutely. We have all stepped in them. And that's where we step in. The growth challenges. Hold on here. My presentation just skipped on me. What can we expect? Let me see something here. I believe, guys, I am positive of it. Hold on here a second. I am going to, let me see here. I've got the wrong presentation. There's a lot more to it. Yep, 100%. Give me a second here because I know I had another one. That's right. And I got to download it real quick in order to play it. All right, guys. So little technical difficulties. No big deal. Let me get this, the rest of this presentation here real quick. Just a small little break. Download this. There we go. Upload it into the studio here. I apologize, guys. I worked so hard on this presentation. Okay, there we go. The growth of solar power and its challenges. Processing right now. Give me 1 second. I apologize, guys. Thank you so long for sticking around. It's almost 12 o'clock. Been having a great day. Whoops, wrong cup. We got a new cup of coffee. There we go. Skip ahead. There we go. Back to where we were, the growth of solar power and its challenges. You see, in 2023, the U.S. added 20.2 gigawatts of new solar capacity. Did you hear that? That's in 2023. We've grown since then. That's a 19% jump from the year before. Homeowners, businesses, and utility scale operations are driving this force. They're driving the growth, especially in states like, write this down, California, Texas, and Florida. Here's where high electricity costs, abundant sunshine, and government incentives make solar more attractive than ever. So if you're in California, Texas, or Florida, and you're not presenting this to your customers, you're doing something wrong. Here's where the opportunity comes in for you. With every new solar system installed, there's a potential bird problem just waiting to happen. Birds see solar panels as the perfect shelter. Birds see solar panels as the perfect shelter. That is what we're beating into the brains of our customers. Birds are the solar panels, birds see solar panels as the perfect shelter. They nest under them, they block airflow, and leave droppings that quickly reduce efficiency or worse, damage the panels. Damage the panels. This is money they put in them, that ROI. We got to always be beating into them. What might seem harmless at first can quickly turn into serious issues for homeowners. What the data tells us, okay, is something totally different. I'm sorry, not totally different. I got ahead of myself. My brain sometimes just likes to talk and just goes out my mouth. But the solar industry isn't slowing down anytime soon. You ever talk to Carla Dawson? Talk to her about the projection of the solar industry from now to 2030. Guys, it's projected to grow at a compound annual growth rate of 7% from 2023 to 2030. And for those unfamiliar with the term of the compound annual growth rate, simply the average annual growth rate over time. This steady growth means more solar systems in the field and more demand for services like bird abatement. For professionals like ourselves, this translates to more opportunities to educate clients and offer solutions that protect their investment. Every homeowner or business that installs solar is a potential client. We're going to have that a couple of times here. We're getting to the end. My tongue is getting a little bit too much from my mouth. Every homeowner or business that installs solar is a potential client who needs help safeguarding their system from bird-related damages. And here's why this should be on your radar. Guys, cleaners, women, I want to be inclusive, I suppose. Solar systems are a significant investment, and homeowners and businesses, they spend thousands, even millions. That's insane to think about. They spend good amount of money on these systems, expecting them to run efficiently for decades. But without bird proofing, they're at risk of losing that efficiency, just like any type of accumulation of soiling. And the potentially damaging of their system can cause a permanent effect. This is where you can step in as the trusted partner by explaining how bird abatement is we're almost at the end here, coming close now. We'll take a break here soon. This preserves energy efficiency. Let's put that on that. That should be on your marketing. Prevents long-term damage. In fact, these three right here should be on your marketing. Number one, preserves energy efficiency. Number two, prevents long-term damage. And number three, reduces cleaning and repair cost. You position yourself as an essential part of their solar maintenance plan. Okay, that's what you want to do, lifetime. All right, preventative care. It's not just about offering a service, it's about protecting their investment and giving them peace of mind, guys. Let's look about some actionable steps here and how we can take advantage of this growing market. Let's see, did I put these down here? Hold on a second. I did not. That's okay. All right, well, the first thing you should be is research your solar growth in your area. You want to look into neighborhoods, cities, or regions where solar adoption is booming. All right, solar adoption, another buzzword for you to keep on your radar and to look up. These are potential hotspots for new clients. You know, it's not about just getting any kind of fishing line, any hook, and any bait and throwing it in the pond and hoping that you catch a fish. You want to fish for a specific, I'm an angler. So when I go fishing, I fish for a specific fish. I use a specific line, fishing pole. Haven't always, before I just put together whatever, because I did not know. Once I learned, I knew the way to go ahead and catch these fish, the ones that I was looking for, where I wanted to. Well, these are those potential hotspots for your new clients. You can connect with the solar installers like we were talking about and the maintenance providers. These are the people who already work with these new systems. Many of them have encountered bird problems, but don't specialize in solving them. This is your chance to step in as the expert. Always, 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 always offer a free assessment or consultation. This is a great way to get your foot in the door. You know, visit that property, point out potential problem areas, and explain how bird abatement can save them money and protect their panels. Final thought on this. Actually, I shouldn't say final thought because we still have some more slides here, about 10 slides. I'm almost done here. The solar industry's growth means opportunities for you to grow. By understanding the risk birds pose to solar systems and educating clients on the benefits of abatement, you can establish yourself as a valuable partner in protecting their system. With more solar systems going up every single day, especially in those three states that I mentioned, California, Texas, and Florida, you can establish yourself as that valuable partner. Now is the time to position your business as a go-to expert for bird abatement. There are advancements too that we should be going over. There are advancements in abatement products and techniques. Bird abatement products have come a very long way. You know, for example, back in the day, there were a lot, we see pictures of this all the time, of older bird proofing installs where it was involved drilling into the solar panels or using materials that basically degrade quickly in extreme weather. Josh was mentioning a little bit about that. Today, advancements like durable stainless steel mesh and easy to install clips, this has made bird proofing faster, more effective, and less invasive. Non-invasive products, non-invasive. It's another buzzword you want to put in your marketing. Non-invasive products protect solar panel warranties while reducing installation risk. That should be on your marketing. Non-invasive products protect solar panel warranties while reducing installation risk. Imagine this. Let's just think about this as I like to go through scenario. A residential client calls you for to install bird proofing, and you use a mesh system that requires no adhesives or drilling, which you should be. The process is seamless, completed in under a couple hours, and the client is thrilled because their expensive solar panels remain intact while being fully protected. Money. It's money. What does the data tell us about this kind of stuff? Here's the thing. In 2024, 68% of solar panel professionals reported that clients are willing to pay more for advanced, non-invasive solutions. This shows that the market is shifting towards higher quality materials and methods. Why do advancements matter? As the industry evolves, as we are, we're really cruising at such a speed here, so do customer expectations. You need to make note of this. People are increasingly concerned about protecting their systems without damaging them. See, before, no one really cared. If you went up there and you screwed something into the frame, they had no clue. They didn't even care. They didn't know. They didn't have education. So offering these cutting-edge solutions can set you apart from competitors. Additionally, these innovations save time on installation, which increases your profit margin. Stay informed, cleaners. Stay informed by attending these trade shows, watching the webinars, and testing new products as they come to the market. Again, in a few weeks here, there's going to be another bird proofing event. It's going to be a local one on the West Coast for those that live by Ryan D. Hoop. But if you're in that area, you might want to hit him up and have some fun. The cost to be a part of it is simply a 6-pack of beer. So that's not too bad. Set yourself apart by becoming an expert on the latest tools and techniques, and share this expertise with your clients by explaining why you use these materials that you do and how they benefit from them. As the solar industry grows, because we are in our infancy. If you speak to Carla Dawson, that's one thing that she's going to say is that solar panel cleaning is in its infancy. You can quote her by those words. But as the solar industry grows, so does the competition in bird abatement. As we're talking about it right now, think about it. There's guys out there. As you guys are considering doing this and services and how you can increase it and how you can make more money off it and do better at it, there are people out there doing the same thing. Larger companies and even national solar providers are starting to bundle bird abatement with their cleaning or installation services. And this can feel overwhelming for smaller businesses. Guys, I'm here for the smaller business. But it's also a huge opportunity to stand out. Larger companies bring resources and scale, which allows them to offer bundled packages at lower prices. However, they often lack the personal touch that smaller businesses excel at. Customers frequently complain about impersonal service, delayed responses, or lower attention to detail when working with big companies. This is where the independent professionals have that edge, and you have the ability to build that personal relationship. So when we're talking about the bird abatement, let's be clear that the residential sector probably has the most possibility of making the most money off of this. And we're talking about the increasement in it. We're talking about you guys. It's important to have the ability to build these personal relationships, respond quickly, and tailor your services to each client's specific needs. As I was telling you that story with Mike, we found a situation, the way that Mike presented the bird abatement, it did exactly that. It nailed the client's specific needs that they were curious about and they were worried about. That's something larger companies can't replicate. The good news, small and medium-sized enterprises are projected to remain dominant, making up about 60% of the bird abatement market by 2030. Wow, try saying that 6 times fast. The challenge is that larger companies are aggressively expanding into higher growth areas. So competition will increase, especially in regions where solar adoption is booming. Solar adoption, like California, Texas, and Florida. Remember those 3 states. The key in staying competitive isn't to match their scale, but to differentiate yourself by focusing on your strengths. Okay, hold on 1 second. My cat is on my table and he's trying to attack my everything. Come on, cat. You got to get down there. I love you too. Our cat Chloe, she's a cute little thing. So how do you stay competitive? Guys, I mean, you got a bunch of, like I said, there's a bunch of people out there that are doing this kind of stuff already. Be the local expert clients can trust. You guys making your videos? You know, everybody knows out there that I love making a good video. Why aren't you making a video? You should have videos out there like Deshaun Phillips, where it shows and it highlights your work and the guys that are working with you. Your ability to respond quickly, explain things clearly, and offer a personalized experience sets you so much apart from larger companies. If a customer calls with a question about potential bird problem, being available to answer promptly already builds trust. We got to think about how these larger corporations are going to be dealing with people. Think of yourselves as the biggest business possible. Be the local expert clients can trust. Your ability to respond. Did I already read that? I did. I'm going back. All right. Well, you know what? It doesn't matter because many customers don't fully even understand bird abatement or even why it's essential. Nobody, a lot of them don't even know. Like I said, you need to take the time to explain it in the simplest terms. Show them how this bird proofing protects their investment and ensures their solar system performs at its best. We're beating some words into, we're beating a dead horse here, but I think this is important. It's not just things that we should be thinking about, we should be learning, but we should also be applying to our marketing and how we educate our customers. For instance, you might want to share how a previous client avoided a panel replacement by installing mesh before birds cause serious damage. Steve was talking a little bit about that. That a panel replacement can be upwards to $2,000. So you're helping to protect your customers. And you want to build a strong online presence. I told you we're going to talk about the website. Who's all doing their blog? You better be doing a blog and you better be talking about stuff because today's customers find businesses through Google, social media platforms, online reviews, and a lot of times from the blogs and the articles that you guys put out there. Make sure that your business is easy to find and stands out. You should already be doing this because it's your business and you should be thinking about this kind of stuff. But keep your Google business profile up to date. Encourage happy clients to leave reviews and post educational content on platforms like Instagram or Facebook, like we had Deshaun talking about. Even a short video explaining why bird abatement matters can make a big impression. I want to say something before we move on here. Recently, me and Mike made a video to start off the new year, the 2025 year for our customers. We're up on the rooftops. I said, hey guys, it's 2025. Me and Mike are back and ready to clean some solar panels. And he said something like, hey guys, Solar Mike here, and we're excited for the new year, excited to clean your panels. And we said a few other different things. I had a voiceover, some B-roll, and I sent that in a text blast. And the response to it was amazing, just amazing. So there's an idea for you to go ahead and follow up on. Let's get ahead here. I'm falling behind here on this. All right, hold on here a second. Right in here. I've skipped somehow. My Word document keeps scrolling up and I get lost on it. Okay, so here's something that I believe that everybody should be doing if you haven't already. I mean, you should have this for your solar panel cleaning. But you want to create a customer loyalty program. Offer discounts or perks for repeat customers, obviously. We give $25 for those who refer somebody to solar panel cleaning. You can give clients a discount on their annual cleaning if they've had bird proofing installed, though. That's another thing. Installed through you, that is. You can offer a warranty on your bird abatement, which works. This shows confidence in your service and gives customers that peace of mind. Build that referral program by encouraging happy clients to recommend you to others. For instance, you can offer a small discount or even a gift card for every new client they send your way. This creates word-of-mouth marketing, which I love, something I'm strong about, which is incredibly invaluable for your business. Oh, it's the cat. Damn this cat. I'm talking. Get out of here. I'm about to kick her off the table. Slide of my own 37. We're almost done here. We're actually coming to the very, very, very end here. My throat is just dying up on me. Final thought here, guys. Competing with larger companies doesn't mean doing what they do. It means focusing on what they can't do. Your personal connections, local expertise, and ability to educate and build trust are your biggest assets. By leveraging these strengths, you can carve out a loyal customer base, even in a more competitive market. The future of bird abatement is bright with tremendous opportunities for all of us, for those who are prepared to adapt and innovate. The continued growth of solar power advancements in technology and the overwhelming increasing competition highlight the obvious importance of staying ahead of the curve. Cleaners, by focusing on an education like you're doing today, adopting the latest tools and techniques, building strong customer relationships, you can position your business as a leader in this rapidly evolving field. Bird abatement is more than just a service. It's about protecting a critical investment for homeowners and businesses alike. Together, we have a huge opportunity to elevate the professionalism and the value of our industry. I'll tell you what. So that is what I got for the future of bird proofing and what we're going with. These are a lot of things that you want to take with you. There are some buzzwords that, like I said, you want to include into your cleaning, into your marketing. Thank you guys for joining in. I appreciate it. If you've watched all the way to the end of my part, I appreciate that. Let's continue to lead the way. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back here at 12. It's 12:11. We're going to come back here at 12:40, and we'll eat some lunch. And at 12:40, we'll go ahead and talk about some what are we going to be talking about? I forget, actually. What? Let me get the schedule up. Geez, panel discussion. We'll have Josh on here. And we're going to be talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly of bird proofing, followed by a Q&A session, which I think we'll go ahead and merge those together. Finally, we'll have a wrap-up and conclusion. And I might go live for an hour after that, just shooting the breeze, but I can't promise that. My wife and kids are getting sick of being in the back part of the house already. So we'll see how that goes. But for now, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to drop out, and we're going to be taking a break until 12:40. So we'll see you guys back at 12:40. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Solar Panel Clean friends. Why can't I hear anything? Guys, it's 12:40. See if everything's okay. Josh, are you able to hear me? Am I all clear? For some reason, I'm not hearing anything. Give me a second to check what's going on. Guys, give us a second to figure everything out since we've had a little bit of a break. Just make sure that I am all good on all of this. I am tired. I am running a temperature like crazy. There it is. Let's see what's going on. Clean friends. Audio. Check. We're all good. All right, guys, we are back for the live discussion and Q&A session. There's not a lot of people sitting in right now, but that's okay because I crafted a whole bunch of questions to go ahead and ask just in case because I was ready for this. Josh, how are you doing? I am not hearing you. Check to see if you're muted, sir.
Oh, how about now?
There you go. Yes. Now I can.
How are you, my friend? I'm well. Thank you for asking.
Beautiful. Thanks for joining us back in here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been an amazing event online today. Quite a few watchers I've been paying attention to. A lot of great comments and a lot of value. Love that we got to see Deshaun on the roof finishing up his job there. That was neat. You got a good thing going here.
It definitely was. It's been a hell of a time. I am looking forward to this when it comes to the end because I definitely will be going to sleep here. Like I said, I've been sick. So
Did I hear you say you're running a fever? You're sick? What's going on?
Yeah, my daughter got it. Then my son got it. My wife got it. Now it's finally hit
Looks like
me.
it's just hitting you today.
Yeah, last night I was struggling as I was sleeping. I kept waking up and I was like, okay, great, here it is. But
oh man, sorry to hear that. Hopefully you have a speedy recovery. Jump in an Epsom salt bath, get hydrated. Hopefully you'll kick it quicker, sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I'm something like that. I'll probably end up drinking a Dr. Pepper or something, passing out while watching TV or something. But Josh, there are so many different things. I'm glad you came back because I wanted to ask some questions and go over some things with you. I've got some questions here, focusing on the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yep.
First up, the question that's been going through my mind in the beginning of this is, what are some of the most successful bird abatement projects that I've worked on and what made them so effective? So let me ask you that question. What are some of the most successful bird abatement projects you've worked on and what made them so effective for you and your crew?
Man, well, I think, some of our best abatement jobs are obviously, the ones that we've sold for the most. So our most expensive bird abatement job, we sold for just over 10,000. We offered a 10% discount to our customer to help them with the end cost. And that had a lot of other services included than just the bird abatement. Like we were talking about earlier, it was about bundling. They had a wild amount of feces on the roof that we had to remove. We did the bird abatement, added bird spikes, we did a solar panel cleaning on a very large system. And the other part of that job was, a roof repair. There was a lot of parts of the roof that were very damaged. And being in the industry for so long, being in the solar panel installation and inspection space, I've learned a lot about roofing. So thankfully, I was able to take that knowledge, that I've learned over the years and apply it to this customer's house. They had, I don't know. Oh, sorry. 1 second.
No, that's okay. You know what? I'll add in here, and there is a lot of different things that can take place. Murphy's Law will always pop in. I'll tell you what.
As mentioned before, I was able to take that knowledge and apply it to this customer's roof. I don't know if you know about the lead that will cover like the top edge of a tile, right underneath maybe a windowsill or a house. That entire lead covering that's supposed to protect from water damage on the tiles in the roof was just completely damaged. There was holes all over it. It was probably about a 30-foot long piece, and then all of the tiles, two layers of tiles underneath it, were just completely shifted. All the tar paper was exposed; it was rotted, and it started to eat into the wood. Thankfully, the wood wasn't damaged yet, so we removed the two tiles. We removed that lead base. We replaced some belt paper and some battens to hold those tiles on the roof properly. And the lead roll that we had to purchase to install on that house, $300 alone. So of course we passed that cost on to the customer, and we charged for the installation of it as well. So yeah, that was probably one of our favorite, most notable bird abatement jobs, because it was over 10,000. It was just under 10,000 after we gave the customer their discount. But that was a really fun one. And then we have others like the one we did the other day with the full removal and reinstallation of the system. That's just providing a wild amount of value for the client, because most people would just rip the abatement off, get as much poop out as they can, cover the system back up. But that didn't remove all the feces. We probably only would have removed 100 to 150 pounds from that.
I'll tell you what.
25 pounds of feces removed.
Oh gosh. Well, you know what? The one thing that I can think of, and I don't know if I want to say it's successful, the one that stands out to me the most is we were doing a bird proofing job, and it was at a 2-story house. It had a complicated edge. The system went right to the edge of the roof, so there was really nothing to get around and get to that. And there was something like a patio deck type of thing covering that made it really, really hard for us. But the amount of poop that came down, and we put down like the plastic underneath, and it wasn't too bad. So we did have the hose underneath there, but we didn't have to have too hard of pressure. Just enough water would cake up, and as soon as that dam would break, everything would flow in. We had the curved tiles. But the amount of poop, so we're standing there, and it's on top of the patio cover, and we're standing there, and I don't know why it's now starting to go underneath through the wood slats and has this big bubble of water, poopy water. And I don't know what I was thinking, but I walked right up to it. I took my knife, flip, cut that fucker, and that went everywhere. And that was one of the most, the biggest learning experience ever when it came to the bird proofing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So patios are a rough one.
Fun.
We've done that a few times ourselves, covered the patio with plastic, and then we get those big sagging. And we got to pull the plastic down. You get a bunch of water and poop all over yourself and dead birds. And so we actually stopped covering patios in any way, shape, or form, whether they're wood, whether they're vinyl, whether they're completely closed or open a little. And then we started just cleaning that up separately. So, if it's like a vinyl one that's completely closed, we'll just push all the poop onto it. And then, if it's walkable, we'll get up there, get everything swept up, cleaned, pressure washed properly, put that onto the plastic onto the ground. Or if it's a wood slatted patio, makes things patio covering a lot easier, because most of the poop is just falling through. And then we go through with the little pressure washer afterwards to pressure blast the rest of the poop off the wood slats and whatnot. So we've learned and had some mistakes ourselves with patios. Those are very notable jobs.
Let me ask you, what is the most innovative or possibly the most effective tools or techniques that you've seen or that have helped you while doing bird proofing?
You said most innovative tools?
Yeah. What has been the tools, your go-to tools, or most effective tool that has helped you when it comes to bird proofing?
I'd like to give a little shout out here to Tony. I can't quite remember his last name. I think it's Almejo. He's from Solar Angels.
Yes.
He created an awesome device with the PVC pipe. He melts the end of a brass tip to a hose, and he screws it into the PVC pipe. And I think that is an amazing tool. We've used it on a number of jobs where you connect your 3/4 inch garden hose, your contractor hose, directly to this PVC, and you can easily stick it underneath the system and maneuver it around wiring or stuff underneath the system. And I think it's also really amazing because it avoids a lot of damage. You're not sticking something heavy and metal, pokey, sharp underneath the system, risking damaging the lamination on the back of the panel. it's a big white pole so you can clearly see where it's going, what it's doing, if you need to move or adjust it properly, because you might be caught on a wire or something like that. But that is a very notable tool. Shout out to Tony from Solar Angels, because he has shared that with a lot of people in the group, and he shared it with me back in the day. And, it's been a lifesaver on a lot of jobs.
So, Josh, let me ask you about something, because you do something that a lot of cleaners and those that do bird abatement services are now starting to come across. Tell me about some of the situations where you've come across a poorly installed proofing. What are the issues that have been caused, and what you found from that? And I guess what are you coming into when you get up to a rooftop and it's got a mesh that's already there and you got to remove it? What are some of the things that you're finding, that you're seeing, that are indicative of a problem?
So one of the things I mentioned earlier was, thin wire. It'll keep the birds out for a certain amount of time, but once they realize it's pretty thin and they can use their body weight to push it and move it, it only takes a couple stomps from a few birds before it's off the system, and they can squeeze their way underneath, and then it's a perfect house. We have a company local to us here that's been in business a few years. They've done a notable amount of revenue, but they have damaged probably over 5,000 systems. I know this because we had an opportunity to purchase the company. We most likely will not be, because I'm not interested in handling a list of 5,000 upset customers. I already have to deal with their upset customers when I go and replace their bird abatement. And we have replaced, I can comfortably say, more than 50 of their jobs. This job we just did recently, where we had to do a complete removal and reinstall, was one of theirs with thin wire. A 5-foot section got pushed down by an animal or by a bird. And that was why we had to remove the entire system, was because they'd been living under there for 2.5 years, and their poop just built up so much it was like concrete on the tiles, and it had to be thrown away.
A lot of the customers that I come across, they have no clue about bird proofing whatsoever, the possibilities. Would you say that that's generally speaking, there's a lot of customers that have no clue and that you have to educate them?
Well, yeah, that was actually, something I mentioned during my speech today, was that a lot of solar installation companies, I hate to say it, but they're lying to their customers. They tell their customers it's a low maintenance system. It doesn't need to be cleaned. It's a low profile system, so birds cannot get underneath it. And it's just not the truth. I've never seen a solar system that was lower than 3 inches from the roof.
Right.
Birds can fit into very, very, very small spaces. All types of birds. Pigeons can fit into a 1 by 1 inch square hole, even smaller than that. And if you have canaries on the property or swallows, you're looking at an even smaller space. So there's very, very little room for error. And if you make it, like Deshaun mentioned in his speech, you have to go back and fix it. And you're not making money on that if you're providing a warranty and you're standing by your workmanship for your customers. You're going to lose.
So let's talk about that picture, the installation that I did, that we had to use some mesh that the client had that wasn't long enough. I think this is a good one. Explain why this is bad, because you did touch on this about the birds and how they can get on there. So if you could, please explain why the mesh, the way I set it up, was stupid. Now I'll add in here for a preface on this that I had to use a certain amount of mesh, but go ahead. I don't
think the way that you set up the mesh was stupid. I think that the way the customer required you to install it was stupid. And on the customer's part, not that your customer is unintelligible or doesn't know what he's doing, but he's trying to take the cheaper route. And
that's exactly it. It's the cheaper route.
My last customer, where we had to remove the system, the husband said, my wife tried to take the cheapest route a few years back. It didn't work out. Look at where we are now. Can you help us? So I think it's just important that we try and educate the customers as best as we can. Let them know, listen, I can do it your way if you want me to. I can almost guarantee your way will fail. My way will be a little bit more expensive, but it will protect you from having to spend thousands of dollars in the future. I think that's just some points that you can make to clients sometimes that may sway them in a different direction to, maybe return the material that they have, get their money back, recoup their money back from the materials that they purchased. Then you can use your own, and they can use that money to purchase your material.
What a good day this has been, and what an amazing event. as we wrap up today's bird proofing online event, Josh, I want to thank you. I want to thank Steve Williams and also Deshaun Phillips. I am so ready to go to bed. I was up till very late last night, and I got up early this morning to do this as well. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, who joined in. Today has been an incredible opportunity to learn, connect, and prepare for the future of bird abatement in the solar panel cleaning industry. And this is where our conversation ends. And in fact, we're just getting started. So I'm thrilled to officially, Josh, let me tell you about something. I kind of was speaking about this over the podcast, but I'm thrilled to officially announce the launch of Solar Clean Pro HQ. What is Solar Clean Pro HQ, one might ask? Well, this is a new streaming channel dedicated exclusively to professional solar panel cleaners like yourself. The platform will feature daily content, including live streams, tutorials, interviews, debates, and events like the one you're watching right now, all focused on helping you succeed and grow in this industry. Whether you're looking for tips on the latest techniques, insights from the industry leaders, or a place to connect like-minded professionals, Solar Clean Pro HQ is where you'll find it. Alongside that, we've built www.solarpanelcleaningcommunity.com. Josh, this is a comprehensive hub. There's a lot of different places. It's just one of them, but
I love it.
It's beautiful for the solar panel cleaning history. What we're going for is a journalistic side. We have to have news for us. It's designed to be your go-to resource for industry news, educational content, and networking opportunities.
Yeah,
so
I think it's super important, and I think it's very indicative of where this industry is going. Whether we're talking about the bird abatement industry, because that's an industry in and of itself, all by itself, or the solar panel cleaning industry, or them included, if you're providing both of those services for your clients. I think this is we need these types of things. We need news, we need articles, we need topics about safety and safety discussions, like Steve was on here explaining to us today, that the proper tools and proper safety things you can use on the roof to protect yourself from electrocution when you're doing this work, because it's inherently dangerous. So I think it's very indicative of where our industry is growing. We are still in the infancy. Yes. But we are growing. We are growing into a toddler soon, because the industry has been around for some time, and now we're starting to set some standards. And I think what you're doing here is great, man. You're doing something that nobody else has done, and it's going to change the industry for the better, 100%.
I appreciate that. I've got goosebumps right now. I'm so excited about what we're doing. It's a beautiful thing. We're helping the community grow. The industry has never been more together. We're now at a point in time where everybody is connected together and supporting everybody. And I love that. And I can't wait to see this go where our path is leading our industry. Thank you again for your time, attention, and participation today. We look forward to seeing you on Solar Clean Pro HQ as well. SolarPanelCleaningCommunity.com.
I'll be there.
You know what I'm saying? In addition to that, if you haven't, I want to go ahead and drop this. You better watch the Rise and Shine podcast every Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you're on Facebook, you're probably part of the Solar Panel Cleaning Friends Facebook group. If you're not, go ahead and join that. But also join Solar Panel Cleaning Companies. This is a group that Josh put together that is focused directly on the companies themselves. So there's a lot there. Guys, thank you so much. Drop the comments if you have anything that you'd like us to go ahead and to discuss on the podcast. We'd love to. Josh, been doing this for 3 hours. I am tired and ready to fall.
Blessings, Chris. Have a wonderful day. Have a great day. Try and get some rest. You deserve it. And what an amazing event today, man. 3 hours, 15 minutes online. Nobody's done this. You've had amazing watchers today. You had amazing engagement. Keep doing what you're doing, man. You got something good here. It's only going to get better.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. My good friend. All right, you guys. We're out of here. Take care.